Up this.
Hey guys, welcome to Approach the Nerd. It is time for the most indecisive video we have ever done because we are having issues with this.
Yeah, it's because we're both kind of nerds and idiots, and this is really hard.
This is hard. This is a hard one. We are both in agreement that this is hard.
Yeah.
And honestly, we are going to let you guys figure out who's more powerful. We're just going to throw a bunch of facts at you because I go back and forth. I'm like, so who would win between Zatanna and Scarlet Witch? Now, first
final answer, the Colonel.
Well, we probably should give you first a little exposition. So Scarlet Witch's character was created first. So she was in March of 1964. And Zatanna was November of 1964. If you know anything about Marvel and DC, they copy the hell out of each other.
Back and forth, man. It's crazy as shit. They did it all the time.
All the time. So technically speaking, one could say that Zatanna was the answer to Scarlet Witch, or Scarlet Witch's Marvel. So there's that. They both are OP as hell in their respective universes. I mean, they're
OP. So they're like Mitzelplick levels of OP. It's like, what can't you do, really?
I mean, and the Zatanna that I think is interesting is so many people do not realize how OP this woman really is.
Like, I was way more familiar with Scarlet Witch. I know about the House of M. You know, I know that line. I've read that like more than once. But we're talking about Zatanna. I was like, I need to research Zatanna. I only know what she does. She's with Batman or Justice League Dark and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
Zatanna is so powerful. It is bizarre how strong she actually is.
It's actually scary how strong she is. So let's do this. So we're gonna break down their abilities first. I think that is probably the best way to start any video. You gotta know what they can do.
Here, they can do anything.
Let's start with Scarlet Witch. We know Scarlet Witch is a Nexus being, unless you lived under a damn rock. I mean, she's a Nexus being.
That command of chaos magic.
Yep, she basically chaotic magic, chaos magic is her stick. I wanted to wiki this to make sure that I was correct because, you know, it's Scarlet Witch. And whenever you first think of Scarlet Witch, I'm going to be real with you. Before the MCU, when I thought of Scarlet Witch, I would think of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver getting it on and getting caught by Wolverine. So the unnatural relationship with her twin, that was always a thing. But let's talk about...
Well, Scarlet had a baby with a robot. So, I mean, you know, she can do what she wants, I guess. She's the source of what are you doing, step bro? I'm so tired of it. I'm so sick of those videos and those memes. That's so disgusting. Anyway,
well, her being a Nexus being means she has influence over time and reality. Yeah, she has probability manipulation. Of course, she can do spell casting. She's a chaos witch. She has a superhuman gene that allows energy manipulation and powerful access to magical energies such as chaos magic, which means she's not limited to chaos magic. She has teleportation. She has time manipulation with reality warping. Now, the really interesting thing about the time manipulation with reality warping is that she could literally like warp something within a reality or the timing of that reality, or just say F it. And they just say, you know what? And I'm like, I don't like what you said to me. All your shit gone. Like, move it over here. So that is some OP shit.
What makes that hilarious? I like the way they put teleportation and time manipulation in two separate. Because teleporting is time manipulation. If you are here right now and you're on Mars in a second, you're warping through time. You're not moving directly. Yeah. I don't know why comic books always separate the two, but they're the same thing. If you are a time traveler, you're also a teleporter because you really are.
In a sense, unless but you also can be a teleporter with a device like the TARDIS.
True. Yeah, but because it's weird, because it kind of makes sense. Remember, like when the Doctor was trying to save Donna, and you know the TARDIS was doing this whole. He's like, the TARDIS, I meant to be flown like this. It really does just jump. It doesn't really like act like a real ship and move like the Nebuchadnezzar. That's bad example.
Yeah, it's a bad example.
Yeah, like the Firefly or whatever. It doesn't just go through space. It legit jumps between time by going through that abyssal vortex, you know. So I mean, like, Yeah,
but I mean, when you are a character like these ladies that can use actual teleportation without
that's a whole other ball game.
A whole other level. And the way these women use it are different from how Nightcrawler uses it. Nightcrawler has to envision where the hell he's going. They don't have that hang up.
Nightcrawler's teleport. Nightcrawler's in that weak ass teleport.
I love Nightcrawler, but I mean he does get a little bit more advanced in the comics, but I mean, his teleportation started off a little wanky. So let's talk about Zatanna's abilities. You ready? I'm just gonna go down the list, guys.
Go ahead.
Not only she mastery of magic, she has telepathy, teleportation, telekinesis, chronokinesis, healing skills, astral projection, flight and levitation. She has elemental control, like she's pyrokinetic, cryokinetic, electrokinetic, hydrokinesis, geokinesis, aerokinesis, photokinesis, umbrokinesis. She's a dimensional traveler, a weather manipulator, and advanced hand-to-hand combat. And we already discussed this before this. We already know in a hand-to-hand combat fight, Zatanna would beat the shit.
Yeah, Zatanna would whip Scarlet. Like Scarlet Witch is Scarlet Witch. Zatanna is Scarlet Witch and like Black Canary. It's unreal. Like, why would you make a character so overpowered? And it's weird because neither one of them started to be that powerful. But they were just like, Scarlet Witch and Zatanna work for a specific reason in comic books to be the reason the story moves forward or the reason the story comes to a close. Because I always use Zatanna to end stuff and use Scarlet Witch to start stuff. So like they're like the alpha and the omega. that was my Team 4-star reference there. I do that sometimes. I like Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Sorry. But anyway.
Well, what's interesting too is how resourceful she is.
Mm-hmm.
So there is an episode where she helps basically save Selena Kyle, but she gets captured by Joker. Mm-hmm. And he does something where she's not able to speak. So of course
he cuts her throat. That's what happened. So
she's not able to basically speak backwards. Well, she has healing ability, so she's able to start healing herself, but not fast enough to catch or cast spells. My girl started writing stuff in blood. Like she was casting stuff in her own damn blood.
Here's the thing. This is about Zatanna. He was like, well, if you make her not talk, she can't do anything. Not only can Zatanna speak in many different languages to do her spells and backwards in those languages, she can thank you. She can actually use sign language. Like
she doesn't have to. People think she's limited to speaking, is what we're saying. She's not.
She can sign language of spells, and you know it. Like it's the truth. Like she can, and no BS. If she writes the spell in her blood, it is stronger. So if she can hear and then do it in blood, it is far more powerful what she's about to do to you, which is outrageous. The one thing I would say, one of Zatanna's biggest drawback is that she has a limit. Like if she uses her powers too much, she'll exhaust her reserves and has to recharge. But on the flip side, if she doesn't do enough magic, it builds up and she has to let it out. Like in Harry Potter, what was it when they become a what's that thing called? I don't remember. In Harry Potter, wizards never realize their potential. They made a mention of it in the mysterious beings thing. I can't remember what it was. What do they call that?
I know you're looking it up, so I'm not even trying.
I am. I just can't remember. Like, man, it was what was it? Fantastic Beasts when they mentioned it. Because I'm trying to remember what it was called. You keep talking while I'm looking for this. I just interrupt.
Well, I know that we've seen Zatanna do things that are like off the cuff, like she lobotomized Dr. Light for very legit reasons.
Yeah, we can't say it on here. I want to get demonetized, but
yeah, but
definitely things happen. Not like there's things that nowadays we would definitely hurt him for.
Yeah. But I want to see, because I love looking up weaknesses of characters, and we also have to talk about Scarlet Witch, so it's fair across the board. But I'm just trying to make sure we get all of these out. But I want to talk about her weakness. So one of the weaknesses that she has, and I want to make sure that I am on point with that, because I knew two of them, but I didn't know this one. So Poopophobia is Zatanna used to have an intense fear of puppets. So Poopophobia. And it would traumatize her to the point where she could not move. So really, I guess if her and Scarlet Witch were ever in a fight, that pull up a puppet. And it's literally like a Green Lantern being scared of yellow. Like, so that would be a thing, I guess. She's also vulnerable to magic attacks. Well, Scarlet Witch has chaos magic, so that's a thing.
But then again, in any canon, who is not? No one is invulnerable to magic in any comic book world. That'd be weird. Like, only time I see people.
There are a few characters that have an immunity to magic, but yeah, they're very few.
Like I said, the only time I see that really is in Final Fantasy Tactics. Something's a robot or a machine. They have no faith at all because they're machines, so magic doesn't really affect them. That's the only time I've really seen it. Like, honestly, like, to be consistently done. But oh yeah, and I found out it's called an obscurus. Like when magically gifted people who are born magic, like, don't use their magical gifts, they develop a parasite, and then it turns like this really weird dark ball of just.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember that.
It's what it's called, an obscurus. Which if Jam, Quarter Life Jam sees the video, she'd be like, "Oh my God, he said it, but he said it wrong." I can hear her. I can hear her already.
Saved your marriage, boy.
I can hear it. I can hear it in her voice. Like, he said it was actually pronounced obscurus. Where the hell? I don't know. I never know. She looks at me and go like, "I'm so proud of you. You know it, but you didn't say it right."
Because you Googled it.
Exactly why.
Now I have a question. So I don't know about Scarlet Witch's ability because I never found this, but for some odd reason, Scarlet Witch can speak every language backwards. So
Scarlet Witch is Zatanna.
Multilingualism is like a thing with her.
Scarlet Witch is Zatanna. Which one?
Zatanna, sorry. Zatanna can sing it backwards, like anything any language on Earth backwards. Yeah. Probably even alien languages. And it's interesting because she doesn't study them. She just can do it. It's like an actual ability.
Zatanna has that same. Remember, Scarlet Witch learned from Agatha how to do some magic, and then she went off to her own thing. Zatanna has an entire home she has like protected based upon her family Magi lineage. With all these books, like Zatanna legit studies, like it's like Scarlet Witch went to like she did a year of like class and then went off and did her own thing, got into street fights and shit. Zatanna legit studied since she was like a child, and like this is her like lineage, this is her livelihood. So
yeah, she gets it from her daddy. Her cousin in the DC universe is also
by the way. But like she's like if Orko was competent.
Well, she okay. So some other powers
that was a messed up
that Zatanna has, and then we need to talk about Scarlet Witch. Like I said, she has reality alteration. She has dimensional travel. She also has deflection and the run with. So a lot of people don't know that Zatanna and Bruce kind of had a thing. She started off being kind of like a arch nemesis, and then he kind of was into her, and then he didn't trust her. At one point, she basically wiped his memory. So they have issues. They both have had issues, but he still always seems to come to her when he needs like magical help because that's his sport.
Because he can't do it. If he had magical powers and wasn't just some rich guy with daddy issues or whatever, he wouldn't need all that. He would just do himself. Well, and I think about that. Not even jabs. I actually really enjoy Batman's comics, period. But you got
to make fun of him because his love life is a train wreck. But
we could do a whole video on how his past messed up. Anyway, not now, but if you guys want that video, let us know in the comments. We will.
Batman's love life versus Tony Stark's.
First and foremost, Batman has more success because at least he walked away from it.
I mean, it depends if we're talking about relationships or we're talking about actual hookups, but that's a whole other conversation. All right, so she also has energy construct creation. So basically, she can use magical energies to create inanimate objects with whatever she needs. She can do force fields, and we actually saw this in one of the comic issues with Batman when they were I forgot somebody was trying to kill Batman, and she literally encased him in a force field. And she could do that. She literally can phase through things like Shadow Cat, and she has the ability to transform anything. Like if you shoot at her with an arrow, she can make it into a stapler or a paper airplane.
Yeah, she did that with bullets. She was like, and boom. And it's like, and hold on, that's the craziest part. Some of Zatanna spells don't need to be said.
They don't. Her hypnosis doesn't need to be said. She does not have to use her mouth to hypnotize you.
She can literally do like that whole like bippity boppity boo. She can just take it like how Jean Grey was getting X-Men. She can do that. Like, oh, okay. And this here,
like, not even break a sweat. Just like, yeah.
This, and open that book for me. Okay. The dishes being cleaned. Yeah, the dishes are being cleaned now. Don't worry about that. And it's just like, why are you so strong? This makes no like.
Well, she also can change her size. Remember, she has size altering powers. Or she can change the size of anything.
Yeah, she can.
Density manipulation too. So she's just OP as hell. It's like when you just start really reading her, you're like, wow, they were like, they got Scarlet Witch. We need a version of Scarlet Witch in DC. So we're gonna do this, and then we will add a lot of random shit to this character. And so that's why it is so hard. It is so hard to judge between them. But we've been pumping up Zatanna, so let's talk about our girl. And I want to do a full power scope.
Just so you guys know, Scarlet Witch made an entire town a TV show that nobody could touch. That in itself is ridiculous. I know that's just MCU, but that's man. And then she got away with it too. Like you, like, oh man, poor Scarlet. Poor Scarlet. Are you kidding me?
Like she took the whole
damn. They were in so much pain. So much pain. Could you imagine on the outskirts where you just sit there in one spot? And you gotta pee real bad, all you can do is cry. That's not cool, man. Scarlet Witch is a villain.
I love how you made that personal.
That was her. Like you have to take a huge Duke, and you can't do it because you can't move. I don't know. Like Scarlet Witch, a lot of times is more of a villain. She's a hero, but when she's a hero, it's awesome.
Well, House of M, she was a damn villain for a lot of mutants, including my girl Danielle Moonstar. But that's a whole other conversation.
You know the line.
Yeah, I know it. but no, like, so Wanda she's literally a class 5 mutant, or she was. I know with in Krakoa they started reestablishing everybody's positions on, classifications on who is an Omega and who's not, blah blah blah. But I think Scarlet Witch, because so many people are still a little mad at her because when she said no more mutants, it wasn't like
a little like it really.
I'm being PC here, so it was like a lot of people who lost their abilities. Like it was such a random Russian roulette thing. Cause I remember Wind Dancer got affected, Daniel Moonstar got affected, but then you have, other people that kept their abilities. And it's like, why? What was it about me that made me not worthy enough to keep my powers? So like, it really was a reflection on their own selves in a way, which is why they're mad. They're mad she did it, but they're mad that they weren't one of the ones that were deemed worthy enough to not have their power still.
Yeah.
So it put a lot of people in a lot of messed up positions.
I felt the worst for the Blob because he was just nothing but skin.
Yeah.
He couldn't even move, man. I was like, yo, that is golly. That's awful.
Yeah. But
he begged for death and they couldn't do anything because his skin was still impenetrable. Like it was so much skin, it couldn't get to his body. Like oh my God. Yeah.
Well, okay. Something else I forgot to say about Zatanna. She actually has the ability to see the future, and that's not something I saw in Scarlet Witch. But we're gonna get back to that. So let's just talk about her abilities. Now they do say she has expert combatant hand-to-hand combat because she was trained by Hawkeye and Captain America. But her level of fighting in the comics versus Zatanna, my money's on Zatanna.
Yeah, Zatanna also
hard with Batman and Black Canary. She's sparred with the best of them and has held her own. I have not seen that from Scarlet Witch.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, and why it's funny to me, because Zatanna legit she knows magic, but she's an expert at prestidigitation. Why are you an expert magician on top of being a maid? It makes absolutely no sense. But that means like you try to trap her or something, typically she can get away. The Joker, well, he's the Joker. The Joker knows how to catch people for real, and you never like does anything like good for you. If a Joker has a hold on you, you're caught. Typically, there's no way out of that. Honestly.
Yeah, this is true. Well, let's go back to, so we already went down her power sets. If I was to add something, She does have the probability manipulation powers. They call it Hex Bolts. So her hexes manifest these like spears or bolts, and the problem is though they're short range. Her problem for me, which is why I think Zatanna is a formidable foe, is all of her powers in terms of like manipulating time and reality outside of like what we saw in WandaVision. When she does something where she wants to change just a thing or an event like close to her, it's very limited. It has to be within her range of sight. Just like, for instance, when she teleports, she can teleport over vast distances. So she doesn't have a limited power about that. But when she wants to do something like, say, her perception range of how she casts spells, it has to be within her line of sight. And Zatanna doesn't have that weakness. So...
At all. She can do anything she wants, wherever she wants to, from whatever force she wants to do it from. I just like, man, I don't even... Okay, so I know we're gonna make our decisions in the end, but I'm gonna cast out right now. I feel like Zatanna, when it comes to a fight, a pure fight, Zatanna would beat Scarlet Witch.
Beat the hell out of her.
I believe it just because Scarlet Witch has the experience and the training behind it. Like I feel like Scarlet Witch has probably more raw power. But then again, Zatanna has been...
I think she has raw power, but at the same time, okay, so we were talking about limitations, right?
Yeah.
So 2 other things that are hard for her. Number one, it's been established throughout this universe, she's mentally ill.
Yeah. If y'all don't know, I'm looking at my phone. I'm going back and forth through their powers and abilities, trying to make sure my decision is perfect. So,
she is mentally ill. Now, the MCU is actually spinning this into all of her stuff as trauma. But she is mentally ill. Like she has snapped. And I kind of feel like this is hereditary because if you know anything about Polaris snapped too.
Whoa.
So I feel like it's in the family and that's her half sister. So
did he snap? Yeah.
But
he had a morph moment as a matter of anyway.
Yeah. But then she also has overextension. So despite the fact that she's really good and accurate at using her chaos magic, it's not guaranteed to work. Because she usually overextends herself, which means all of her hexes can backfire on her. And then also she has, like, in terms of her physical condition, which I just read this earlier, in her physical condition, her hexes have a degree of unreliability, which would further affects her physical condition. Well, if she's well rested and in good health and mentally and emotionally alert, she's OP. But if she's not, if she's upset, stressed, going through trauma, her shit goes crazy. Hence, House of M.
I'm looking at this stuff now, especially. But I know a lot of Scarlet Witch stuff, but it's like I have to keep like, oh my god, it's really because of Zatanna. I didn't know that much about her until you posted that damn question.
A lot of people didn't. That's the thing. A lot of people know her, but they, especially if you watch the Justice League cartoon back in the day. They know her.
You wouldn't know how powerful she is. But
the
Justice League cartoon dwarfed so many characters all the time. Like I remember getting in arguments with my friends in high school and middle school. Sorry, and high school actually.
We still getting arguments today. We're old now, and you still argue with me.
Hush your mouth. Anyway, what I was saying it was like
come over there.
No. It was arguing like I was like, y'all know the question could be Batman and hand-to-hand comedy. Like, no, he's Batman. Like the question has mastered every martial arts style on the planet. It's even said in his bio that if you fight the question one-on-one, like hand-to-hand combat, you're going to die. You're not going to win.
Well, and then we both know that both of these characters, in our respect, are good in hand-to-hand combat. Again, Wanda was trained by Hawkeye and was trained by Captain America. That's great. That's fine. But Zatanna has been trained and has sparred with the greatest. I need to see if she was with my girl, Lady Shiva. I don't remember that happening because I kind of feel like even as powerful as Zatanna is, you guys know I make Lady Shiva kill everybody. But
we know.
She's my Shang-Chi of DC universe.
Be careful. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't gone to see it yet.
The comic book, man. I'm not about the movie.
Okay.
The comic book predates the damn movie. Trust me.
You're right. I've been making sure you weren't trying to I had.
No, if you want to know my opinion on Shang-Chi, go watch my spoiler review I did yesterday. If
I will not
have
do
seen
that.
the movie.
I haven't seen it.
That's why I said That's why I said, if you've seen the movie, I ain't talking to you. Anyway, Groove. But no, so hand to hand, like I said, hands down, I play it in my head. It's almost like we're doing a video game. I see Zatanna beating the hell out of Wanda. Wanda would have to cheat and use abilities.
The only way Wanda, I think, would win is if Zatanna was whipping her ass and was like, this is no fun. This is easy. If Zatanna got arrogant and cocky.
Yeah, and turned her back.
Yeah, and then Scarlet was like, no, turn off the sun. Something ridiculous you should never do. But she can survive because she's like the Phoenix in that way. She can just float through space and just breathe on everything. So,
yeah. And guys, we do see your comments. We're going to start at the top in a minute. We just want to make sure we get through like all these comparisons first. That way we can kind of go through it. So now we do know on that scale. Now, if we're talking about spell casting, again, this is hard because I kind of feel like they don't say it, but I kind of feel like Zatanna would have the same hangups because she's human. Yeah. So if neither of them are in really good shape, their spells aren't going to do shit. I mean, they're just not going to do it. Now, chaos magic is just insane.
It is. That's my thing. Like, I feel like Scarlet Witch has way more raw potential because of what she can do. However, Zatanna knows what, like, Scarlet Witch's powers all over the place. She can do stuff when she gets pissed off, but like, or really sad. One of the two. She's kind of bipolar like that. But when it comes to maybe I should
kind of bipolar like that.
Extremely. But like when it comes to Zatanna actually knows what it's like. Remember, like Zatanna has been well trained. She dated Constantine. I'm sure those two. Constantine has sex with whomever. I mean, that dude dated Killer Shark at the time. But like, I mean, I'm not gonna knock your choices, but that's a damn shark. You know what? Whatever. My thing is this. All right. I mean, you get bored. But my thing is this. Zatanna legit knows her shit. Like, she knows what to do and when to do it, which is why they always use some kind of deus machina when the story needs her to be a deus machina. So I mean, even on the spellcasting tip, if Zatanna took her serious, or like if she would have zapped from there to there, she's like, I gotta get home. And I'm getting home now. She probably just leave anyway. But regardless, like just, and I think it wanted her to speak backwards, whatever, because she doesn't say the word right. She doesn't sentence that. Like yeah. No, let's take it back. It's not just the word in the sentence, it's the entire morphology. The entire syntax is backwards. It's like if I say I want to capture you. She puts that in the reference of you want to capture me, says it all backwards in a backwards format. It's like, how can you do that on real time? It just,
yeah. Well, I guess, yeah.
This is, yeah. I mean, I
can answer that question. Well,
like y'all know, I made
girls. If we're talking about if we're talking about our girls though, you know how you just had this question. I have this question too. I saw this in the chat. This is the problem. This is why when I keep thinking about these fights, it's like both of them are so OP that it's like literally it would be like you just smacking each other. Bump, 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 bump. When it comes to throwing magic and spells at each other, it could be anybody's game. It really depends on the mental and physical strength of these two women at the time of them fighting. Whoever is crazier and whoever is more drained is the one that's going to get their ass kicked.
So in the end, if they start fighting, don't forget to bring a towel. That's all. Whatever's going on, you're probably not going to exist by the time it's over. Remember the Yu Hakusho, the Dark Tournament, and everybody was getting wiped out of the stadium? That's what's going to happen with this fight. This is a fight I want to hear as a drinking story after the fight's over. I don't want to witness that fight firsthand. But
yeah, that would not be that. No. No.
But I feel like Zatanna would jump into the fight in the beginning and Scarlet Witch would do some like side blasts and all that stuff. It's kind of like, oh, is that all we're doing? That's pretty simple. Because she thinks everything. Zatanna she's very promiscuous. She's very promiscuous, but she's also very much so just a girl. She does like what DC considers girly stuff or whatever. So like,
oh no, man.
You know it. DC is like that. They're like, DC has a very weird thing. Is like, these are men and these are women.
Well, it's true. They
do that so often. It's so irritating.
Trust me, though, that's not just a DC thing. It's not. I've seen issues of Wildcat where I was like, why? Like, why does Zealot have to do this? This is not what we do in this world.
It's so annoying, though. I hate that about these things. Like, guys, yeah, we have a gender differences. That's true, but I know girls that eat sunflower seeds. And
we have a gender. You have a wee and I don't. Bam! We just solved our equation. Like, so. But no, I just don't like that shit. I don't like it. I just thought about something you said. So, they're like hurling attacks at each other. Mm-hmm. So, remember, Zatanna has her wand to help her focus her stuff. She just uses it to focus her magic.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch doesn't have anything to focus her magic. So,
true. But then again, in the comics,
makes her a little bit more dangerous.
It does. In the comics, she does some stuff like sometimes with her hand. She can do some magic, like just like looking at stuff. Like she has. I've known in the comics she's been able to levitate stuff, move shit. She's been able to catch stuff on fire, for example. She can do a lot of basic magic with just her hands alone.
But just think about the chaotic probability of her magic. Like Scarlet Witch literally could be casting the spell and intending it to do something, and then it does something else on a grander and scarier level. And you can't fight against that because it's so spontaneous that.
And then we go something very important. From something very important we're forgetting about. Remember, both of them can, especially Scarlet Witch, can revive people from the dead and revive themselves.
Yeah, they can revive. They have. You're right.
They kind of can live.
I know Zatanna saves Selena when she was dying.
They can live ad infinitum. Ad infinitum. Yeah. So,
since why Zatanna got along so well with Constantine, because
say, oh, it isn't Constantine, whatever. That's one thing I like about that entire little thing. It was the fact that they used Tom Mel's Lucifer. It was like, oh, this is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. It almost tastes how delicious this is. This is great. Season 6, where are you? Anyway.
Lucifer is gonna be a whole experience. I'm here for it. But
if you want to review that, I'm so down because
I am. That's gonna happen.
Know I'm a Lucifer fan. I love Lucifer.
Hey, I am. I've been sending all the comic book characters to Linda's couch. They all
this is the whole challenge been. You send to her couch, she's been like, okay, so is it
everybody?
So is it Psylocke or just that's fine. It's whatever. Okay, so
how do you feel about this Quan having your body taken over by a white woman for all these years? Tell me how you feel.
Like it's something to do with your mother, then is that what it is? News comes in, hey, hello, can you leave? I have something to talk to her about. It's really kind of personal.
Linda would have a field day with Bruce Wayne.
Would she? And I'm coming in, Bruce it's like, oh, you're Bruce Wayne. I know you.
So you dress like a bat because your parents were killed in front of you, and you never had therapy, and your butler didn't take you to get therapy. So you're basically living out all of your trauma by being untrusting of everyone, which is why you have contingency plans for everyone you meet. Except for Arrow, which is funny. You can't hold down a successful relationship. You have a shit ton of money. I don't know how your company is surviving. I guess maybe your board is running things because you're never there.
Clearly they aren't. It's like Lady Eloise. Remember, she doesn't really do anything. She's the face of the company.
So you have high expectations for everybody else keeping their villains and their cities in check, but you let a clown run around and basically do whatever the hell he wants and break out of Arkham every other week. Yeah. First, I'm going to prescribe you some shit, and then we're going to have daily sessions.
I feel like you're letting the Joker break out, so you have something to do. You feel closely related to him.
And this unnatural romance.
You both share probably a strange trauma of not being loved enough as children and not having a direction going, but it makes you different. It makes you different because you have Alfred and he is there for you, and Joker has no one there for him. So that's what it is. You want to make him more like you. I get it. I understand.
Or you're missing the mark. That one good experience you had was at the circus, and you have an affinity for clowns. Anyway.
And then Luther busts in. He's like, oh, Linda, who are you? No, I know you.
Dan Maria's going in on Batman. She didn't have to come from Bruce like that. I'm like, look, we are real on ATN. And trust me, don't get in your feelings about it. I come for everybody. I'm like, everybody. I can even tackle my girl, Lady Shiva. I will come for everybody. I love Shiva. I will trash Shiva all day. Because she's made problematic choices.
let me explain something to y'all, man. We will dissect the character even when we love him. Like, don't get me wrong. I've always liked Batman as a kid, and growing up, I like Batman. I like the animated series, obviously, and then like I got the games. I played Arkham Asylum and Dark. I'll play them. I play the games. I'm a Batman fan, but we're not gonna sit and pretend Bruce don't got problems. Bruce got issues.
Never went to effing therapy. Of course, you know what? Yeah. That's a whole other video. Does Bruce Wayne need therapy? That'll be a whole effing video. I'll make segments on that damn thing. That man.
Are you kidding me? Bruce needs.
He should have been on Linda's couch.
Bruce needs therapy like Bruce Banner needs a chill pill.
I always think if he got to Harley Quinn before, when she was Harleen. When she was a therapist, how different that storyline. That's a good DC what if. What if Batman had met, Harley Quinn before she went crazy treating Joker?
Know what they would do? They'll make them fall in love. And Harley Quinn would have been a Batwoman of some sort. And they would have done.
She would have been Catwoman, probably.
We don't know anymore, right? No, she would have been part of Bat Family, and the Batman would have probably got her pregnant. And if this is what DC does when you do those what ifs sometimes. Like Marvel kind of keeps it like, I can see that. DC does things like, oh no, of course Batman would be smashing the hell out of Harleen. It wouldn't even Bruce is a real man.
All right, we'll get back on subject now. Yeah. We still have a few more things to talk about. So we talked about power. We talked about hand to hand. Now let's talk about strategic mindset. Who between Zatanna and since Zatanna and Wanda, I'll use her first name. Who do you think is better at strategy?
I say Zatanna. Zatanna's she is so trained on just combat and expertise. Wanda doesn't have that mind. Wanda legit has a bipolar moment, gets mad, and just does shit. Like nothing that she does, when her powers reach maximum, nothing she does is on a scale of like, oh, that was logical and feasible. It's more like, why the hell did you do that? You didn't think that through. You didn't want to chill on that shit. You think people were kind of like suffering because you were like, no more potato chips, whatever the hell she wants to say.
No more potato chips.
That was my joke, waka waka waka. But no, laugh, you guys. It's funny. But no, like for real, I think Zatanna wins on strategy. I think she does because it's just like she's trained so well, and hand-to-hand confrontation. And then the people she fights with, usually she's on teams with other strategists. Scarlet Witch doesn't. The most strategic person she fights with in the comic history is usually Magneto, and is angry. So I mean, she doesn't have anybody to lean on as far as strategy and contemplation is concerned. So I think Scarlet Witch wins that one too. I mean, sorry, Zatanna that one too. Not Scarlet.
Yeah, I do think that is a thing. All right, so we know if we're going to talk about trauma, both of them have gone through things, but I think Wanda wins the trauma category. I mean, she was messed with by literally the devil. Like Mephisto effed up her world for a while.
Zatanna has nothing on Wanda's.
Not in terms of trauma. So
Wanda's trauma is so heavy. Jesus Christ, man! It's like remember the beginning of you didn't watch them. You don't like her character, but how I don't say Scarlet Witch, but how Black Widow storyline went. I know you like that hell character.
I don't like Natasha's version of Black Widow. I like Monica's version of Black Widow.
Natasha's version. Even the movie they kind of go through what she not entirely went through, but they go through what kind of she went through, and it's like on that level bad. Wanda's past is like, whew. It's not good.
Well, isn't like how Yida said, like, seriously, this is absolute truth that she was physically and mentally abused by Magneto. Not just Magneto, though. That's the thing in the comics. It was not, she's been abused in relationships. She's been abused by people betraying her. Her whole relationship with Agatha was interesting because, yes, Agatha was her mentor. But Agatha was still a little bit shady, and she was a lot older. And she
with
Wanda's mind a lot. Sometimes for the good, because she knew that Wanda had emotional problems, and sometimes to get what she wanted. So it depends on who wrote that story. But yeah, Wanda has been through some shit.
Wanda was slickly in love with her own dad, if you think about it. And then
she was in love with her dad, she was in love with her brother. But I mean, there was a universe where Wolverine was their father, which I always that made me cringe.
That made no sense at all. I didn't like that at all. That was stupid.
No, that's
do it on your next what was it you do with Joe? That comic thing, like with comics that garbage, sucky comics.
Oh, trash comics. Yeah.
Trash comics, that's it.
Yeah, that definitely is on that list.
Use that one next. I will watch that and give it.
You better watch all my videos. What the hell? How you considering you're a co-host on this show? What the hell?
Maria, I can't watch your spoiler alert and stuff, and I hadn't watched it yet. You know that.
That's true. Well, you need to snap it.
If I had this Thanos thing, I would take out anyway. Let's not get political, but I'm coming for you, Texas. But let's not get political. I'm just saying.
Don't get me started on Texas right now. So, like, look, we're gonna keep this on our. So keep it PC because but no, like I really think that. If you really dissect all of their stuff, like I like not just doing powers and abilities, I also like doing livelihoods. I've been trying to figure out how Scarlet Witch pays for shit, because she's always been with her dad or the Brotherhood of Evil, or she's been in somebody's compound or base or whatever. But does she have her own money? Because we know Zatanna has a mansion, and her mansion is called Shadowcrest. And if you watch Legends of Tomorrow, it's almost like they took Zatanna shit and gave it to John.
As a matter of fact, Zatanna and Constantine both have their own magical homes that can withstand.
Yeah, but the way hers is, like, it's almost verbatim how his is in Legends.
I would say it like this. There are two examples I have for this. Two examples. The first one, I don't know if you're familiar with the anime Baki the Grappler, but yes. So his dad, the strongest man in the universe, the best man in the world, he's so powerful for a reason.
It's the Kent farm all over again with the money. They don't do any work in Superman alone.
Yito. Stop. Hey, hold on. I don't hate Baki the Grappler. The animation is strange because there's so much muscle motion and it's whatever. But to be real, as a martial artist, when it comes to martial arts, some of the stuff they talk about is beyond fantastic. But they're not inaccurate. It's just they're talking about stuff that people can't really do sometimes. But it is for
not inaccurate. You just can't do it.
There's no way I can move at the speed of a roach. Like go from 0 to 100 when I get. It's not.
First of all, what is the speed of a roach?
Oh, okay.
What? I don't know.
No. Real quick. Roaches need no runtime to get. Almost every animal in the universe needs a runtime to reach your max speed. Roaches literally go from resting to max speed and then they get ready. So like somehow Baki knows how to do that. He learns how to make his muscles so warm and whatever. So when he runs, he can go at max speed. It's just irresponsibly impossible nonsense. But it's still kind of fun. But anyway, Yujiro goes around the planet. Yujiro defeated like every world government by himself. He just went to every government barehanded with folks with guns and just whooped everybody's ass. And then told the presidents or prime ministers or czars or whatever that you need better security and left. So the entire world knows Yujiro is the worst threat to the planet. So when he wants to do anything, they helicopter him out and he just free stuff. He doesn't have to pay for a thing.
But see, that's the problem that I've been having. If you watch my Arrowverse reviews, I talk about this all the time. People will lose their jobs, but yet they can still pay for their mortgage. They still eat. They go on vacations. And I'm like, what the hell? If we lost our jobs, we're living in a cardboard box. I don't understand how these people are paying for anything. And the reason we make fun of the Kent farm, they have a whole ass farm and they haven't done one thing with it in the entire season that they had. What are they doing? Like, how are you paying for stuff? How are you paying for the mortgage on the farm that you established in the pilot episode? But you know what? That's just things. So that got me thinking about Zatanna and Scarlet Witch. So I know Zatanna has a mansion, and it makes sense because she's been hustling her whole life. She's been doing magic shows. She's a hustler.
Every day she's hustling. Every day.
But what does Scarlet Witch do? Like, what does Scarlet Witch do for money?
But then again, if you can unmake the entire world, remember that movie Push? That's my second example. In Push, they could push people and make them believe that, oh, we're best friends. You owe me this, and they just get money from them if they want to.
But see, on her abilities does not say hypnosis or push ability. Yes, you can recreate reality, but unless you recreate the reality and making
so strange. Out of all the stuff she does, she can't tell people what to do.
Nope. She does not have that ability. Which I guess if you compare abilities, Zatanna, she does have hypnosis, and she doesn't have to move her mouth to hypnotize you. She also has energy transference. She used it once. Like I think the example they used, she forced a nightmare demon into the dreams of hundreds of people to split him apart and then lock him away in her hat.
Hold on. Go to Wilbur Robinson's comment. What kind of crops does the Kent farm produce? Cucumbers.
Cucumbers, my ass, nothing.
Cucumbers. No, cucumbers.
Wilbur, they produce dirt.
Cucumbers and gourds. They make gourds.
They whole ass created a track. They had a tractor that they
so much.
And what the hell did you do with the tractor? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Nothing. He's like, well, Lois, I'm gonna go in the barn and fix that tractor. Sure, Clark. What are you gonna use it for?
I hate that. I hate it so much. It's so bad. It's great. It's terrible. Like, no, it's like for real. Arrowverse, explain yourself. Like that's
they can't explain themselves. They keep writing themselves back in that damn hole. I keep telling you.
Just explain. Explain, please.
So then let's talk about this. Let's go back to Zatanna and Scarlet Witch. So Chronokinesis. Now, Wanda doesn't have this. So if they're in a fight, Chronokinesis, basically, you're moving backwards and forwards, basically time on demand.
Yeah.
So if Wanda throws chaos magic at her and she reverses it, I'm like, I mean, really, could she just not sit in the lawn chair and just be like, like over and over?
This is the same thing with our whole Martian Manhunter versus.
You're freezing. No, stop.
Flash argument. Like Barry Allen would get his ass whooped by Martian Manhunter. There's no doubt about that.
No, we already saw the poll on that, and you lost.
First and foremost,
loser.
First and last, y'all can be wrong as a unit. Who cares?
Don't make me.
Y'all be wrong as a group.
Mute you.
I will type.
So back to Zatanna. And Scarlet, I gotta reel you back. You know that Sagittarius nature. You gotta go on 5 tangents. So I'm gonna pull you back.
What I was going to say was, my point was beyond that is also what you feel you could do with their abilities. Like when we're putting their characters in line, it makes different sense. But like if I had Zatanna, like we can play it off like, well, I mean, Scarlet Witch can do whatever she wants to do. So if she wanted to reverse time on accident, I've just seen her do it. She could probably do it on feeling. But she had to get mad. She had to get upset or something.
See, that's what I need to see. Like, I thought it was emotional based. Like, I didn't think she could do it on command like Zatanna can. Zatanna can do it backwards and forwards.
Blue Savior, both Sagittarius. Stay out of this.
Blue Savior, I'm a Sagittarius too. It's why I recognize. Yeah. We are literally, me and Groove are literally a day apart and 10 years apart. So he's December 7th. I'm December 8th, and we were born 10 years apart. So I have 10 years of wisdom. 10 years. That's why I talked to him like a little brother. By
the time you were 10 years old, you were still playing with dolls. Don't play with me.
Number one, I did not play with dolls. I had Gold Lion figures. Very much. I had the whole Voltron set. I even had the Voltron set that had the vehicles. But what? No, you
hear her bragging. You hear her bragging about stuff that I didn't have.
Just because I'm cute does not mean I had to have Barbie. Barbie got on my damn nerves. Cabbage Patch Kids was scary. No. I'm a girly girl, but let's not go down here. Let's not go down here, man.
I had a lot of Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joes, did I?
Look, those 10 years before you were born, that's my secret. You don't know what I did in that 10-year span.
Yeah, you were at home.
It's my backstory. You don't need to know.
Same cartoons you watch, I watch. Oh, snap, we did it.
Oh, well. That's not true because I wasn't even in the States and you didn't get German TV.
You know what? You're right. I didn't, but I watched a lot of Filmation products. So,
but you know what? That's you, man. That's your journey. That's, don't be implanting dolls in my journey when you weren't in the script.
She don't know that I can't go back and watch what she watched.
No, sir.
I can't go back and watch what she watched and be like, oh yeah, I was there. I wasn't there. I can always watch it. I can always catch up.
You can watch it, but then you weren't there. I'm like,
it don't matter.
You weren't there.
No, you have to be like, oh yeah, I was there for the whole time. You were like, no, you weren't. Like,
no, you weren't. You weren't.
Shush.
I remember
Rising
3, like literally when it came out when I was a child, and asked my mother what the hell this shit was. What is this crap? Look, back in the day where they had the Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning of movies, you had to stand up.
Something I do slightly remember that, and I never stood up for that.
Yeah, but I did. I was, I wanted to be in the spotlight. It's fine. Anyway. So back to my girl. So let's talk about this again. Let me ask this question then. Chronokinesis. Because this is a legit question on any character. If you have the ability to move time forwards and backwards at will without doing an incantation, that's literally, why do you need deflection if you have chronokinesis? And Zatanna has both. So it's like,
this is that question, like I told you before, when it comes to teleportation and time travel. Teleportation is time travel. Like they're the same thing. So like when a comic book, and this is something that comic book creators don't do when it comes to powers. Some powers literally bleed into others, and separating them is unnecessary. It's like it creates an unnecessary gap that shouldn't be there, which is why these arguments take place half the time. If you can teleport, you can time travel. In the same respect, why would you need to deflect anything? You can reverse time. If you can time travel, you can rewind stuff or send. If you have Prince of Persia abilities, you don't really need a barrier for what? Why would you need that? If I get shot, like, oh, you still have at least a few seconds of thought. You can think, reverse, and I'm here. Okay, cool.
That's what it feels like. It feels like I'm watching Spaceballs. When they were watching the people combing the
yeah,
they're like,
yeah, I know exactly.
Trying to fast forward to see where they were in the script.
I know exactly the scene. Yeah, that movie is so long. I love that movie. I need to buy that on DVD. That's what I should do.
I have it on Blu-ray. I love that movie. But
you have it, really?
Awesome. Yeah, I got it on Blu-ray. Okay, question. So if deflection is defined as returning energy projections that are sent to you back to their source without losing power or momentum, and then you have the ability to move time forwards and backwards.
What's the difference?
How do you fight that? And so if Scarlet Witch and Zatanna both have the ability to do chronokinesis, which I'm trying to make sure, because for some reason one is so OP, they don't like to break down all of her shit, so you have to keep going to different sites, and I've always struggled with her abilities. But if you literally have, like, forget her chaos magic, if both of you have this ability.
So I heard my cat in the background.
It's literally like bitch smacking each other. You just sitting there bitch smacking each other. Like, I hate you. No, I hate you. No, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Like, remember the Pokemon first movie when Pikachu's going Pika, Pika, Pika. That's what it is. Just no, Pikachu didn't slap him back. He was hit you. Was like, no, we can't do this, Pika. And then Ash got turned to a statue. You know what's bad about that movie? This is as a side note. Ash got turned to a statue. Everybody cried. I didn't cry. I didn't really like that. I didn't cry at all.
That is that you are unemotional. I got you.
It was like Ash got turned to a statue. I was like, yeah, because you stepped in the middle of two psychics fighting. If people are having a gunfight, you jump in the middle of the bullets, talking about something. Stop shooting!
Girl, I am running out of tea.
Like I said, you run into it and you're like, stop shooting! Oh my God, you got shot. Well, yeah. What are you doing? Don't step in crossfire. What's wrong? Anyway,
does Scarlet Witch have a vulnerability to magic?
Hmm?
I could not find that when I was researching her. Does she have a vulnerability? Guys, tell me in the comments if you know.
I will say it like this:
to magic.
Use Star Wars logic. He was thrown into it, but we didn't see a body. No body, no death. So if we don't see she has an invulnerability to magic, she doesn't have an invulnerability to magic. She is also very vulnerable.
But, okay, so my defense against this would be this. Because, I mean, again, we're on the fence with both of these characters, so I'm not leaning one way or the other. The only reason I'm talking about Zatanna a little bit more is because some people generally just don't know. I mean, we get so much exposure with MCU to Wanda, but we don't get that right now until the HBO Max shit comes out or they do the movie or whatever. A lot of people have no idea how impressive she actually is. But I mean, I guess my thing is that
they're not gonna even express how impressed she is in the movie. They're gonna dwarf her. Like they do that a lot.
I hope they don't. I hope they actually have somebody who's involved in her.
And I liked Shazam, but they dwarfed him too. It's like he should have had a hard time against that boss who was that villain and had to create the rest of their team. They did that just so we can have a whole team to fight with him. They can do that. They do to bring that pantheon into their world. But like, no, dude, for real, no. Even on a regular level, Shazam should have to be Superman. To be honest, because of the magic he's based on. But they dwarf him like the way they dwarf Flash in Justice League. Any character has a power that is beyond God level, they dwarf to make room for characters they think the audience likes more. They always do that. I guarantee you, they will dwarf Zatanna, and they'll probably put Batman in there somewhere to make her like she's magical, but Batman runs the show. They do this all the time. Like I actually hate it. I don't like it. I don't like when they do that. They do it a lot because especially with Batman, and I like Batman, but whenever any character that is associated with Batman at all, they make them where they can do stuff Batman can't, but Batman can still kick their ass. And it's like,
yeah. Sometimes it does get a little out of hand. I'm like, come on, dude.
If
I had powers and I fought Batman would die. You know why? Because I'd be trying to kill him. I'll be sitting there like,
Batman would lose.
Collect yourself of that. No,
you have a Marvel mindset in a DC universe. That's why he would lose.
I mean, that's what you got to do when you want to win. I'm just saying.
Bottom line, no way around it. Hey, what's this? What is the vulnerability?
Wanda has a vulnerability to magic because plenty of magic users has gotten the jump on her, like Magic, Brother Voodoo, True, Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom, the list goes on. That's why I'm really curious to see her interaction with Doctor Strange in the movie that's coming up. So that's going to be interesting. I
wonder, we haven't done the what if yet, or have we?
No, we're actually going to film that video after the stream. And it's not going to be a stream today.
But that recent what if does play into that a little bit.
Yeah, but we won't talk about that in case somebody hasn't seen it. Then we'd be spoiling it. So we're gonna be
I'm gonna
be nice and not spoil the episode of What If.
To this day, the T'Challa episode is my favorite one. Regardless, I don't care what anybody says.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's my favorite so far too. I mean, I like Captain Carter, but I mean, T'Challa as Star-Lord was.
He saved the entire universe. Like I love it. I fucking love it.
Anyway. All right, so backstory for Wanda, because we left a lot of trauma. So the origin source of chaos magic was basically they have this elder god, and these elder gods have this dark magic. They're all throughout the cosmos. They have one being that came to Earth to basically wield all of this magic, and his name, I always say his name incorrectly. It's like Cthulhu or something like that. CT.
I think it's L-O-N or something like that. I think it's Thulon. Is that what it's?
It might be Thulon. Okay. Well, when I can't say a name, they get acronyms or they get shorted. So we're gonna call him Master C.
I'll say CT the Master.
Yeah. Well, and see, the interesting thing about Wanda is Wanda was a normal mutant, but she was born near, I think it was like Mount. I took a note on this. It was Mount Wundagore. So because she was actually born near this mountain where Master C was, it amped her abilities. So she literally became a Nexus being by being in the right place at the right time.
Yep.
So it wasn't that Wanda was born inherently with this ability. She got it through him. So it was like, I bestow upon you awesomeness. I'm like,
however,
my child.
However, Zatanna.
But it does make me question something. Now, I know her ability probably was going to be more magic based or, probably powers of the mind or whatever, because it didn't affect Pietro the same way, and they're twins.
Nope.
So that was always something I found interesting.
They did that on purpose just to give her an edge he didn't have. But I mean,
well, her brother got this power of speed. You know why I think he became a speedster in a way, like the Marvel's version of speedsters, to run away from his crazy ass sister. He's like, your sister.
I never thought about it like that, but I'm gonna think like that from now on.
You might want to get this ability and get the hell out of Dodge.
Oh my God, I'm going for everything that way.
I got it. I'm person summer over here.
I'm about to get out I have a lot of comics in the closet that I have not read in a while, and I'm gonna go.
I have mine in the closet, but obviously we should not be saying in the closet since we know we haven't been in the closet for a long time. Like, so they're in the storage cabinet, the oversized storage cabinet. That's what. Let's see. I'm still going down this list. I'm trying to find something that's going to give one of them a damn edge because it's not. This was our problem.
I mean, Zatanna already has an edge. She can actually fight, and she knows what she's doing.
This is true, but I'm actually trying to find the edge.
My cat got tired of being loud, so she finally left. She was sunbathing and sleeping. Now because I'm getting loud, she's like, "I'm out of here." Bye, Tango. I don't care.
Because I like dimensional travel is pretty cool. So like if you're fighting Scarlet Witch and she's like, I'm gonna change this reality, you're like, I'm just gonna go to another dimension. Peace out.
They can always, the thing about this fight that makes no sense is that they can't escape it. Like, you gotta get somebody that can actually keep them in a void they can't get out of to make them fight. It's like, whatever. But
oh, Nicholas, you were right. So look at this. Boom, M-Day. She was found by the High Evolutionary, and then Master C was helping.
Tython, Chithon.
Look, I butcher names. Everybody knows. But hoping to use Wanda as a vessel, but then Pietro died and was later resurrected as basically a dead corpse puppet to torment her, and then she crashed. It's interesting. If Pietro had been revived as a dead puppet and they showed it to Zatanna, then Scarlet Witch would just win that fight because she's traumatized with puppets.
That's when M-Day would happen. But then again, like, depends on if they have no outside interference, it's them against each other. I mean, for real, Zatanna, like if we had to do it, like if they had 10 fights, okay, let's do it this way. I'm gonna put maybe a little bit more serious. Let's put a fighting spin on this. We give them 10 rounds to fight. Who would win out of how many times? I feel like Zatanna would win 7 times out of those 10 fights, based upon what we know in the extremes. Because Zatanna, like Scarlet Witch, needs extremes to get her to be serious, and extremes don't happen often. Fights only last anywhere from like 10 seconds to like 2 minutes at the longest, if you're really like holding it out there. So like, I feel like Zatanna would just whoop her ass and then be let free. I think in the end, Zatanna will win more time than Scarlet Witch would, personally.
It's possible. The reason I think that you're right is only because of this. So Scarlet Witch doesn't have hypnosis, but she does have inertness. Like she can see your greatest fears.
Yeah.
But if Zatanna was able to hypnotize Wanda from the jump, then essentially she's already won that fight.
Hell, has the fear toxin ever worked on Zatanna? As a matter of fact, I don't think she's ever been affected.
I have to go back and look. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm of the opinion though, because comics, they have certain items that are OP as shit.
Yeah.
So even you could be the greatest, like, superpowered person in the universe, and then you drink this bottle of Kool-Aid, and then
again, even like I won't say Scarlet Witch. Not Ivy. Come on, man. Harley Quinn. There we go. Damn. Harley Quinn like can take the fear toxin like it's nothing. She used to sniff it when she was a Joker just because she could. So I mean, like,
well,
man.
Lady Zalani. Hopefully I said your name right because it's pretty, but I probably butchered it.
Zalani,
hey, girls, want to stop by and say Miss Wanda is more powerful and Zatanna would win. Pack your bags. So you're saying that she's more powerful than Zatanna and would win. So pack your bags. Respect. Like I said, I'm still, my opinion right now, I'm going by abilities. I'm literally putting them against each other based on abilities to see who would have it.
Sounds like she's saying that Wanda is more powerful, but Zatanna would win. And I actually agree with that sentiment because Wanda does stuff that Zatanna has.
Wanda's a Nexus being.
Yeah.
But to be fair though, Groove, we have to say this. DC, they have their own, OP level, sentient beings, but they don't call them Nexus beings. So really, we have no idea what Zatanna's classification would be in a Marvel universe. Would she be considered
a goddess, Shit.
I mean, because you got to admit, she's got skills that you just don't learn by reading a book. Homomaji or not, that is like
by the Legion comic line that had Sandman all into the mix and Constantine. Those people, like, their strength level is bizarre. The Justice League Dark characters are not to be fucked with, and they're on a whole nother level of power. It's bizarre how potent they are, and they just don't, man. So, like, I don't know what they would call in the Marvel universe. I don't know what they would call them. They'll probably call them Celestials, honestly.
Yeah, I can see that. And it's just, like I said, because we have not taken Zatanna and elevated her to a status in the comics, which is so stupid to me, because she's one of the best magic users in that entire universe outside of Constantine. There's a handful of others, but I feel like we should have a classification for the levels, like the hierarchy of magic, basically, of these people, like Marvel has done. So,
truth be told,
that's the reason why it's so hard to say, well, Scarlet Witch, she's a Nexus being, bam, F you, Zatanna. When then you look at Zatanna's breakdown, I mean, if I was playing an RPG game, I'd be like, well, damn. I'm rolling for initiative. I'm about to whoop your ass.
It's because our ancestral ape-like mindsets go, oh, man, the strongest will win. But it's not always about strength. It's also about
Blue Savior. I agree. The Spectrum probably would beat the hell out of Zatanna, but we're talking about Scarlet Witch.
Wait a minute. Stop. Wait a minute. Who does Zatanna beat? Didn't Zatanna beat the Spectrum in DC Comics? No. Who does she beat?
She's beat gods before, but I didn't think it was.
She beat Spectre. Hold on. I'm pretty certain she has. Hold on.
Let me see. Now you got me in my feelings. Hold up.
He beat somebody. I swear. Hold on.
Because I know Captain Marvel got into it with Spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah, but a character like Spectrum. I think it was Spectrum.
But to be clear, Spectrum would beat the hell out of Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Probably.
Like, no joke. This wouldn't even be a video. Spectrum would beat the hell out of Scarlet Witch. I don't see where they got into it. I don't know. I mean,
I'm trying to look it up, and damn CBR.
Yeah, I'll have to put that. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna put that in the comments because I don't see it.
Like, even CBR is saying that Scarlet Witch is way more powerful than Zatanna. That's why she would win. Well, whatever.
But see, this is the thing.
No, I'm sorry. I lied. They said Zatanna. They say there's winner Zatanna. Yeah, I'm like, okay. Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I think we all can agree, and it's not, to me, she would win not based on having better powers. She would win being that she's more resourceful and more strategic, and Zatanna's in her right damn mind. And I think that gives her an edge over Scarlet. So if you're going to ask me how Zatanna would beat, or who would win between Zatanna and Scarlet Witch, I would say Zatanna more times than not, because she's logical. And we all know Wanda can't be that way, because she is emotion driven and Zatanna is not.
True.
So I think that's the answer to that equation right there. Yeah. But let's look at some of the comments, because I've been neglecting them, and they're getting out. They're getting up there.
Neglecting the comment.
Okay, Guido, first comment. I think Zatanna would probably take it.
Because she probably would.
Yep. Blue Saber said, Wanda, I'm sorry, but Wanda. Okay. Wanda is a Nexus being. She's able to use all forms of magic, which you've already established that so is Zatanna. Like, she was born with the innate ability to basically manipulate all forms of magic. Wanda's flashier, Zatanna's sexier. I'll give you that.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. Zatanna is a far sexier creature.
She really is.
Play it on that level, on that playing card. Yes. Zatanna is way more attractive.
And she took a page out of my girl Black Canary's book with those fishnets. Like, she was like, I can rock it too. Wanda, chaos magic, manipulation, the fabric of the universe. I don't even think she needs spells. But the problem is, when you have somebody who can manipulate a universe, and you have somebody who can literally transcend a universe, I mean, you're basically smacking each other. Like,
you're thinking about it as if Wanda would just do that from the start.
Yeah,
she's not gonna just do that from the start.
Yeah. And plus, she has to be in her right mind because it may not work. She may make something. It may work for her. It may backfire on herself and then throw her into another reality.
Like I could potentially punch at the speed of light, but if somebody shoots me far and get a chance to, get my shoulders warmed up, the fight's over. So like, that's you got to think about that when it comes to these battles. Like, is it
like if we were, because we were both at ATA. You were there longer than me, but in Taekwondo, it'd be like if we were ready to fight.
I got to the rank of third degree black belt. As a matter of fact,
I know you did. So if we were to spar, right, and you'd be like, oh well, technically you are a stronger fighter than me. That's fine. But I would just like have somebody dump ice on you before the fight would start. Like, we get ready to go. Somebody come like a plum. Just
cheating ass.
Hey, that is called strategy. So
what was that new term I learned? What was that new term? You clit head, not a dickhead, but a clit head. There we go. How dare you dump ice on me? Shame on you. The shame.
I have subscribed to Jeff.
Jett? Oh, thanks, Nick.
Cool.
Appreciate it. I post martial arts stuff because I am Groovy, guide and guru, martial artist and philosopher. So yeah, you subscribe to my channel.
That's gonna be on his shirt. He's gonna have a shirt that says that.
I need to make sure it says that for like.
I need to make ATN shirts and hats.
Seriously, no. This is to say, it's like I am like Groove, your guide and guru. On the back, martial artist and philosopher.
Ooh, look at this one. We should do a video on Doctor Strange or Dr. Fate.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this.
We absolutely should do that. Well, in our poll though, we did one with what was it?
I don't like this one. I don't like this one. I don't like it.
I don't like it. I gotta be me. No. Look, we're gonna give Groove trauma.
Because I know both these characters really, and it's like, no. But then again, Dr. Fate is lost more than Dr. Strange.
Well, no, I think the next one we said we were going to do was going to be the Kingpin versus Punisher. Because that
we did say that.
We did say we were doing that. So that is the next one that we are doing. But no, like I don't know. Like I said, there's so many characters I always think about. Ooh, that person would whoop your ass. And then you read up more about the other person. You're like, well, maybe I'm wrong.
Exactly. You're like, oh wow. You forget how many when writers create characters, they expand so much on them, and then it comes to put them with somebody else. You're like, we gotta dwarf that a little bit, make a story make sense. We can't have a story if they're that OP, So it's like,
well, it's just like Iron Fist. Danny is actually really very powerful in the comics. They just made him look stupid on the Netflix series.
Because you got to. The same way they do with Barry Allen on the Justice League Cartoon Network. They made him dumb.
You mean the Flash? The Arrowverse has he is the slowest thinking man in the Arrowverse.
Barry Allen on fucking Justice League, he is ridiculously dumb. He's like some teenage bro. He loves eating.
No, I know he is. I've seen this. What I'm telling you is on Arrowverse, he is a Care Bear. He's not even the Flash anymore. He is a literal effing Care Bear.
Well, he's just like, and Care Bear share.
I'm a forensic scientist. I solve crimes, especially where metahumans are involved. But for some reason, I can't figure out that when Godspeed or a bunch of Godspeeds are trying to break into Star Labs and we have our emergency, force field up, that number one, they can phase through shit. And number two, oh, my wife, I'm so glad she's back at our townhouse safe. But they know my secret identity, so it's not really hard to figure out my effing address and go kill my wife. Dumb. He's dumb.
No.
He's so dumb.
Because he's Barry Allen, and he's the fastest man alive.
He's the fastest, slow-thinking man alive. Zatanna wins in a fight, in my opinion, based on competency. But when it comes to being better dressed, I think Wanda takes this.
I mean,
basically, if you like brunettes and you like redheads, that's basically it.
Aesthetics, all aesthetics.
Yep. Wanda's wardrobe is unbeatable. Hey,
I mean, but then again, you walk around in a leotard and a cape.
well, yeah, Wanda just held on to the leotard longer. This was the X-Men original. I mean, Psylocke was walking and Jean Grey were rocking those damn leotards way before Wanda made it cool. I'm just saying. Like, I know she was created in the 60s, but I mean, when Psylocke was working out in the gym and Cyclops and them were like, hey, like, with that purple leotard, sometimes that's all she wore.
Cyclops wasn't about that. Cyclops was looking at Emma Frost like, ooh, I like the angry one.
Hello, Nicholas. How are you? Our Zeus from DC versus Odin, that would be a good fight.
Don't do this. Don't do fights we can't complete. Don't do that.
Why are you making our head hurt, Blue Sage?
Yeah, we have an entire series about it. Was that Ragnarok? Is that the name of the anime? I think. Yeah, watch that. See what happens.
Isn't that on Netflix?
I couldn't even finish that series for real. Like I couldn't finish it because
I think it's on Netflix. They just dropped it.
It is. It is. I just can't finish it because it's complete nonsense.
Zatanna doesn't need to use her wand to focus her magic. She's been known to use blood on her hands.
Yeah.
Even when her voice is rendered null or something. No. I'm sorry. I wasn't giving you the impression that she needed it. No, she doesn't need the wand at all.
No.
She doesn't because for her, she likes the visual because when she was training with her dad, that was he gave her that wand. I think that was the original wand that she got from him. Yeah. And so it's more.
Didn't we discuss that earlier?
I thought she got the hat when she was a teenager and got the wand when she was younger than that.
Yeah. But I think we discussed it earlier that she doesn't need to actually say anything. She can.
Yeah. There's a comic issue where she goes to therapy with like other like C-D rated heroes and villains. Yeah. And she talks about that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Out of curiosity, who do you think killed Wanda? To Nicholas Kelly. I'll let you in Reign of X. Oh, okay. You guys are getting into the storyline. In the comics, literally fought the author and illustrators. They were literally changing the comics. So that's a problem with comics. When you get a lot of people writing the same characters, you think you know a character, and then somebody will come and throw something in, and it's like, what the hell just happened? When did they have this ability? It's like when I watched the crap that was Singer's Days of Future Past, where Kitty Pryde was sending Wolverine's consciousness back in time, and I'm like, when the hell did Kitty Pryde have that ability?
I mean, it's on symbol levels. Gwenpool, Deadpool, so much fourth wall breaking. Hell, Squirrel Girl beat Dr.
Squirrel Girl can be. Well, are you talking about Squirrel Girl versus
the power of squirrel magic?
Like Howard versus Squirrel Girl. I would not keep a straight face in that video. I think it could be a drunken and easily influenced Nightcrawler, but I also have some thoughts on Exodus. I just know it ain't Magneto or Mystique. Hey, don't be knocking my girl Mystique. My girl's got skills.
All right, back. I got my glasses. Hold on.
Okay. Mystique's like level of combat is like OP. Like that girl can do all kinds of shit. They need to she's got. I'm not talking about Jennifer Lauren, whatever the hell her name is. I'm not talking about her version. In the comics, formidable as hell. Hey, Good Earth Kit reference. Remember, she was an Adam West Catwoman.
Of course we do.
Of course we know who Eartha Kitt is.
Yes.
She was everybody's wet dream. I mean, especially during the time when that should have been possible.
I think about
over her.
Oh, but it's bad. I was thinking from Boomerang. Marcus. Marcus.
I think I already read this one, so hold on. So Zatanna in the comics literally fought the author and illustrator as they were literally changing the comic. And you know what? That Deadpool moment, she gets respect for that.
She does.
I would fight the
author. Don't touch my pages, bro.
Like seriously, I always wonder if the comic books are like the comic book characters are like Deadpool sometimes, where like they like all of a sudden get into a relationship with the character and you just look around at the panel and be like, really? I'm like, you're kidding me right now? Me and this? I'm like, for real. In what universe was I ever attracted to this until you came along? You're the only person I know who put Nightcrawler on the suspect list, but he was there when Magneto and Scarlet Witch met.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Did you know the creator of Nightcrawler and Storm actually did a little comic thing where Nightcrawler had sex with Storm. I'm not making that up. That's a real thing that exists.
I mean, I'm telling you, they can't beds all the time in comic books. That does not shock me at all.
I can't show it on here, but Maria, I will send it to you later. You can see the original artwork. I do have it on my phone. I thought I was like, what? That's why I did this, so I kept it. Because
I mean, why not?
Research purposes.
Tony made a porno, so I think it's either Mora, Mystique, or Onslaught. I blame everything on Mora if we're talking about pre and during Krakoa. Everything's Mora McTaggart's fault.
Yeah,
like everything.
Yeah.
My power is reincarnation.
Like, oh, so what can't you do then? Fine.
Just stop trying. Jett Groove, thank you for coming for Bruce, because honestly, I would do the exact same thing. I'm coming for literally anyone, especially when it comes to the choice they made. I mean, I come for everybody, but I've always been under the impression that Bruce Wayne, Batman, he's a great detective. He's he is DC's detective besides the Clue. He is very, very good.
You mean the Question?
Sorry. I'm reading something and I'm just like trying to put some thoughts together.
That was a movie and a board game. What are you doing?
No, this is actually a comic book character, but that's a whole other thing.
The Clue?
Yeah, I'll get to it in a minute. So the Question though is what I was trying to reference. Sorry. But so my problem is that Batman is given so much hype, which makes zero sense. As Groove will tell you, being a martial artist, when you study under actual masters in their respective countries, this could take your whole effing life to get to a level they've given to Batman, and he's eternally in his 30s. That don't make any damn sense. It's the same shit they did with Oliver Queen in Arrowverse, where they gave him blonde boy privilege. That's what I call it, blonde boy privilege.
I like that.
Been off and off the island for 5 years with a what is it?
You did say that. I forgot all about you saying that. Oh man, now I'm remembering.
I feel like Oliver Queen was in Animal Crossing before we had Animal Crossing, and he was using his Nook ticket to get off the island to go forge for shit and come back. That's literally Oliver Queen. But yeah, he was taking on Ra's al Ghul and all these really effing DC notoriously epic fighters and beating their ass. And I'm like, really? No. So Bruce Wayne is human, first of all. I don't know how many times you can have your ribs broken before they just don't bend.
I looked up a while ago, somebody did put down Batman's strength level, like how much he can, like, hold on, I gotta find it now. How strong is Batman? Because he's like the amount he can bench press and squat is unrealistic. Yeah, he can overhead press lift 1,000 pounds and bench press slightly more than a ton. They made Batman is strong in a way that he's damn near meta.
That's a meta-human level.
Yeah, it is like they do that.
Supposed to be a meta-human. That's my problem.
Here's the fun part. But he's not a meta-human, and they refuse to make him meta. But like, no, he has a really strong photographic memory. I'll give him
that photographic eidetic. I mean, Nicholas here in our chat has eidetic memory. That's fine. I have no problem with that. That's something realistic. You are not going to tell me Batman can bench press 1,000 pounds. I call absolute bullshit on that. I'm sorry.
You misheard me. He can overhead press lift.
That's even worse.
1,000 pounds.
That is even
he
worse.
Can bench press. No, he can bench press slightly more.
No. I call bullshit on that too. This man in Adam West movie
on a bar.
This man had a shark on his leg in that damn Adam West movie, and the shark did not bite his leg off. It just hung there like a plushie until Robin climbed down with the bat shark repellent. And when I realized that was happening in that movie, I said, "This is basically the mentality for Batman comics." It's like anything's possible.
It's just crazy. Like,
City of Bane, people hated. But the one thing I did like about it, it showed you that Batman could get his ass whooped. I'm sorry. It showed you that.
Here's the fun part. Right. Batman can, because he did. I remember he did pick up giant beams or pick them up around 800,000 pounds. He just lifted them bitches like whatever and get up and get out. But at the same time, he punches Superman. He's like, my hand. Like,
oh, well, not in the DCU though. The DCU in the Batman versus Superman movie, Batman, like Superman's dumbass was like hovering and letting him load. He let him reload kryptonite bullets. He's like, la. I'm like, I can't handle this emotionally.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I never was able with Batman versus Superman. I can never finish that movie. I always fell asleep.
There's nothing to finish. It was.
I always fell asleep.
So.
Full disclosure, I fell asleep during the movie. I tried to watch it.
Xavier, you made a very good comment. Deceased is amazing. I effing love that comic run. Love it. If you don't know what that is, Groove, it is basically the one I was telling you about. It's basically DC's answer to Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about.
So good.
I just don't watch it or read that because I'm not a big zombie.
You need to, because it's not just the zombies. It's actually how everybody responds and it's really good. It's just really good.
I mean, I believe you. Tom is not.
And Constantine is in it, so you need to watch.
I mean, I love Constantine.
Yeah, you need to watch. You need to read this series.
But still,
I know. Sometimes we gotta do things we don't want to do.
Yeah, like I may want to read it, but I won't.
I need you to get over that. Zatanna is way better at strategy. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's honestly the fact that she's more strategic will give her the win, in my opinion, in this case. Because
she's just got that mind. She's resourceful as hell.
Like Zatanna knows how. Well, is this Zatanna? It doesn't matter. Zatanna knows how to fight. Period. If you know how to fight, somebody doesn't know how to fight, chances are going to win. Especially.
I love they're talking about this particular series. If the timestamps are to be believed, iBoy says Scarlet Witch died at 2:56 a.m., but in Sword, Magneto met Wanda at 3:17 a.m.
That's the whole. Well, we didn't know yet, but
this is why I love looking at my comment section. I get some really interesting stuff. Honestly, Zatanna is better when it comes to strategic planning than Wanda is. Period. I don't even think Wanda knows how to strategically plan.
Wanda is insane, guys. She's pretty nuts for real.
Yeah. Wanda's magic is way too unpredictable. She could try to start a fire and burn the universe. Yep.
Yeah, that can happen. That's how Zatanna would lose. If she was like, burn.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. She's like, you know what? I don't like this reality. There's not enough pigeons. And then she does her magic. And then literally the entire planet is one damn pigeon.
Scarlet Witch is like, you've seen Logan, how when Professor X was having his seizures and he was psychic, so it made the whole world shake. That's what Scarlet Witch is. It's like, that's not dependable. That's not.
Yeah, it's just, but then you can't downplay the powerfulness of chaos magic. It's just its name itself tells you it's chaotic. So yeah, it's like this fly that's buzzing around right now. Somehow I'm going to send it into another realm too. It's called death, but and it's chaotic because I'm going to be flailing my magic everywhere with something that I smack it with, and who knows where I'm going to hit it. Am I going to hit it on the light? Am I hit it on the camera? My head? Chaos magic. See, that's the best explanation right there.
That is. ¿Quién lo sabe?
I wouldn't put it past Mora being a suspect either. Again, I've already told you in every story we're talking about, even if I'm not caught up, it's McTaggart.
That's about it.
She's Where's Waldo.
I never thought about it like that, but no, it makes perfect sense.
Wanda is Magneto and high evolutionary train, not to mention Captain America. True, but we've already established that you can be a really good fighter, but if you don't have the emotional fortitude to be strategic when you fight, you can get your ass whooped because you're just flailing. Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Like this beat, we talked about ATA and stuff before. When I reached third degree in ATA, I was like 13 or some shit. So I was much younger. And when I was a first degree black belt at ATA, I was 11, 12 years old. And I was with adults. I was not in the kids class at all. I was sparring against the youngest people I was sparring at 11 years old were 16 and 17 at the youngest. So and I was winning my matches, period. And a lot of it was based upon the fact that I was more flexible, I was quicker, and I had strategy. Because I wasn't stronger than physically, for the most part. There's no way. I wasn't like this when I was, in middle school. It wasn't a thing. So the strategy the strategy makes all the difference in the world. It really does. It really does.
You have to have that. Now, I didn't make it to third degree. I only made it to first, but that's because when I was training, my spouse was diagnosed with cancer. And then right before my black belt, right after my black belt, I was helping out with what we call tigers. He passed. So, yeah.
Some of the tiny tigers?
Yeah, tiny tigers. I was one of the trainers.
Believe it or not, and you may not know this about me. I never think I ever told you. When I was 12 years old, I was teaching classes.
I know.
Yeah, I wasn't getting paid for it, but I was teaching classes at 12.
Look, you don't know, we've been friends for what, 12, 14 years? You've been bragging to me for 14 years. There's nothing you haven't missed.
First one, it's not a brag.
Brag. Okay, Sagittarius. Poor Wanda, that girl needs help. She needs Linda.
Linda. Oh my God.
We need to make a meme with Linda. So like, I'm here for you. Put on all the comic books. Have like her on one side of the couch and whatever, insert character here.
Man.
Magneto used to physically and mentally abuse Wanda, which we did establish that.
Yeah, we did establish that. That didn't happen.
Yeah. But I believe this was before Magneto suspected Wanda was his daughter. It wouldn't matter. Magneto needs to be on Linda's couch.
Magneto, for all he can do in crazy, Magneto's still a dick. It didn't change anything. He's still a dickish character. So I mean, like, even after he knew, he still treated her like ass, and he still used her. Yeah. Which is why the House of M, his using her was the catalyst and the further push to why House of M happened in the first place.
Yeah. You know what? Well, House of M had a lot of issues. I mean, her babies were gone, you know. He did the same. He did the same to Pietro and Lorna. So yeah, Polaris went nuts too. Like I said, that's why I think that shit's hereditary.
Yeah. Like I said, it's like in the end. I mean, but it wasn't. But then again, what Magneto just him because Charles Xavier was also like, we got to kill Wanda.
Yeah. Look at my people telling me about
trash comics. Trash comics. I'm not in trash comics, but I do watch it.
You could be in it sometimes. This is not just exclusively me and Joe.
Because something like that, I would say purely outlandish and inappropriate shit.
That's why those aren't live streams. I'm here. I can will you.
I think you edit them out. Yeah,
I'd be like, we'll be editing the hell out of that video. I'm like taking that out. Wanda's parents died, her brother died, her home was destroyed, Vision died 3 times, and the Avengers broke up. She has no one and is living in the woods. Wanda wins trauma.
No, you're right. Actually,
that's just the MCU.
Like Wanda's trauma is way deeper than Zatanna's. Period. Zatanna can't compete on trauma. Nowhere near.
Okay, we're not going to talk about Baki again, but this is why Ito does not like Baki. It's because I feel that Baki the Grappler treats their non-Japanese characters horribly.
They do, because the comics are Japanese comic. But, like, you know, a lot of martial arts things in Japan, they treat like that. The only thing they did I thought was neat was that Yujiro highly respected Muhammad Ali in the comic series. I thought that was kind of cool. Muhammad Ali was nowhere near strong enough to make that a thing. But then they made his son a fighter, for one, which makes no sense because his son's not a fighter, and they made him kind of a punk. He was a fighter, but he had his ass whipped. So it was like, and easily, as a matter of fact, more than once. Like he caught folks off guard when they knew he was coming. They just kicked the shot at him. So I get what you're saying. I mean, even Kenichi is like that. Like, you know.
So basically, the overall consensus is that this comment is correct.
No, the comment is very correct. Yeah, it's very
okay. Cool. So I'm moving on. He'll look at his best friend and undisclosed F buddy, Charles Xavier. Now that's making Onslaught look even weirder now. Look at what he did to his children in every iteration, canon or not. They always end up severely messed up or broken in ways that can't help. Linda can help it, Nicholas. Linda could help this because Linda, when you have God and the devil on your couch, you can help everybody else. I'm just saying, but
here comes Magneto. Watch out now.
But I know Magneto is Father of the Year. I just watched the video.
Now, that'll be a good video.
This Invisible Woman is a lot stronger than people give her credit for.
Of course she is. Well, that's Mephisto versus Trigon. Who would win?
Ooh.
There we go. Now, that's some question right there. Now, you got me thinking.
Okay, that might have to be a poll question. Throw that out there. That needs to be a poll question.
We're gonna probably vote on Trigon because he's far more well known. But like, I don't know.
They're probably gonna vote on him because every time they mention in an MCU property something that probably should be related to Mephisto, that it ends up being something effing else. And then you still put images of Mephisto there. You mention Mephisto in little subtle Easter eggy ways, and you still don't have damn Mephisto.
That's true.
Make me start that. And I will tell you this. I will tell you this. You know how the MCU will end? The MCU will end in this universe with my chaos magic. If they do one more day, and that's when they introduce fucking Mephisto, I will retcon this whole situation. Just saying. We already answered this one, but I like this question. What kind of crops does the Kent farm produce? And we've already established that is dirt.
We are established. No, cucumbers.
It's
cucumbers and gourds. So it doesn't even grow in
Arkansas. Think Clark is out there putting
Kansas
damn ground? No, he's not growing anything. It's effing dirt. That tractor didn't leave that damn barn. It did not leave that barn. It is not. And they're not growing anything in the back because we established during my Superman and Lois review when, they were basically worried about, being attacked, and Superman went out the back door of his house. There were no guards, none of the DOD, nobody was back there. I'm like,
that's very true. Yeah.
Why are you not protecting the back of this damn house? I'm like, so now there's no vegetation. If they have animals, I don't remember seeing them. So they have no livestock. They have nothing. This farm does nothing. It's like when you play Farmville on your phone and you forget about it for 5 years. That is literally what they do with that farm. That's what it is. So yeah, just want to put that out.
No, that's the end. That's the end. There's no.
That's it. They produce all of the Smallville's air and carbon monoxide and dirt.
It's just air, fart, and dirt.
Pretty much.
Farm.
And now, just so you know, all of these products from the Kent farm were already there before they were. And they're self-sustaining. Does she get funding from Tony Stark?
That's really
daddy.
That's highly unfortunate and terrible, but yeah, we get it. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah. Does she get from the Stark or Sugar Daddy? Why not both? ¿Por qué no dos?
Because I feel like Tony Stark is everybody's sugar daddy.
But yeah, because he funds the Avengers, period, even posthumously. So
you may think he's an asshole, but the Avengers would not get far without that bankroll. I'm just saying. They'd be like, "Hey, we need to fly. We don't have gas."
Like they don't have Wayne Tech, but they do have Stark products. So I mean,
my weapon got destroyed. Is anybody that can fix it? Yeah, but you can't afford it. I'm like, well, we need battle combat suits. You better go to Target.
You bullshit. I watched Target watches and be like, we should do that. And they actually sell out on like combat suits at Target. It'd be in the freezer.
And they shop in the clearance section. They can't afford Target prices.
Target would do it, and then Sprouts will have their own little section for some reason. And then all after the fact, Walmart's like, we got them on discount. These are Halloween costumes.
Seriously, Wanda, we got a Halloween costume for you. It's a red leotard. It was $24.99. It's $9.99 now. Bam, we battle ready.
Like these masks and boots are made out of plastic, and your comm is just Dixie cups. $15.95, yes or no?
Yeah, got Hawkeye rolling out there in some grandpa Santa clearance rack pajamas and long johns.
It's like, how can I get more? Your total is.
Yeah, and then like, and let's be real though, they wouldn't be able to afford much at Target. They had to go to the thrift store. Yeah, no. It's blue day at the thrift store. That means those other pants are $3.99.
Here's the fun part: you go to Walmart, try to find it, and it's all made of plastic. You go to like in Salvation Army or something, and they got the whole thing there, the whole outfit for like $15 because somebody didn't want them.
No, you go to Goodwill. If it's blue, it's 50% off, so they get it for $7.99. $7.99.
I got a whole outfit. This was more effective back in 2022. I don't care.
Not to mention, somebody donated their cross It was a crossbow. They doing their crossbow. It's from 1974.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I ever go to Goodwill and see a crossbow on display, I'm buying it straight up. I don't give a damn how much it costs. That's mine. I'm taking it home.
I have a compound bow, but I'm part Native American, so I don't have
any. I have machetes, swords, size, none, all kinds. I don't have a bow of anything. I'm gonna put it right underneath that Legend of Zelda cartridge back there. So he's sitting there just like, got a crossbow. It's like, why do you have that? Never know. You gotta take it out. Zombie apocalypse. I don't know.
I am done with you. Okay. Wanda does for money. She is a teacher or mentor, given that she teaches those with latent magical abilities to hone their abilities, but it's never lasted longer than a couple of months. She gets paid for that?
I didn't know that either. I
didn't know you could have a salary.
I really thought you did that just because.
I didn't know. I didn't realize this was like a Zoom thing. ABC Mouse. ABC Powers.
House of Mouse. Stop that! You stop that right now, Yito. You got too much going on. Yito, go take a nap. Take a nap, Yito. No, Yito, take a nap. Take a nap right now. Take a nap. Go to bed.
Oh, and the sad thing is that tracks. That makes so much sense. Who the fuck is taking care of the Avengers Mansion anyway?
Nobody. The only one we can make up for is Professor X is like school for gifted mutants, gifted people. That's the only thing we can make up for. No one can explain how any of those buildings or whatever else actually no.
Well, I think the same thing about Wayne Manor because it has one employee. It is Alfred. Alfred can't clean all them damn rooms by himself. I'm like, he's like, Master Wayne, I'm going to go upstairs and clean your bedroom. I'll be back next year.
And Bruce is like, all right, cool. I'm on some Tomb Raider shit. Take it easy. Just leave.
Like, I would set up the guest room, but I'm afraid that's going to be tomorrow.
Could you imagine Bruce being a dick? He comes home after being away, like on another planet for like a damn near a year. Comes back, is like, hey, what's going on, Alfred? You asshole.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. This fly is about to die, guys. You're about to see another side in a minute. I'm getting tired of it.
Oh, that fly still in there.
I'm about to cry. Look, I don't even have my chopsticks in here. I'm gonna figure out how to catch this damn thing.
If you catch that fly with chopsticks, you have my respect. That was a movie.
The only reason I haven't done the scissor catch with my fingers is because it'll gross me the fuck out if I actually.
Maria, say you're not about to catch that fly with your hand like that. You're not like me.
I don't like bugs.
You know me. I'm country as hell. I don't care. I'm like
So real talk, guys. Both Groove and my spouse River will literally smash bugs with their hands. I don't live that life.
Roaches, flies, whatever. Wasp.
If Maria, you see me do that, this is a what if moment.
I have been stung so many times in my life doing I don't care. Like, you know what? It's here. Ugh. Yeah. I'm gonna wash my hand, but it's dying when I see it. There's just
no, sir.
It doesn't pay rent. It can't stay here.
No, that is literally an alternate effing reality. You talk about something that split the multiverses because Maria had a bug in her hand.
I do have a limit though. I don't kill spiders. I like that. I will catch. I
don't have that problem. I will kill them.
I will catch a spider and put it outside, or like it's in the corner just hanging out. I leave it because there's spiders. I like spiders. I actually kind of love spiders.
But I don't generally like to kill bugs that are of use. Flies, you gotta go.
Yeah, flies
I am allergic to wasps. I am actually allergic to wasps, and so we are doing a comic book series. It is a motion comic. It is original, and my main creatures are modified wasp creatures because I hate them that much.
Oh, trust me. Don't worry. I will be in the comic series too. And so will Jam.
We got a big cast. We got a lot of people I have somebody from League of Legends, who did voices in League of Legends. I got a lot of people in this cast.
It's like, believe it or not, I can actually
voice actors plus me.
Like, believe it or not, I can actually voice act. You know that, did you?
I know.
No, I'm not talking to you. You know.
Look, just read the damn comment on the screen. Maria and Groove need to star in a buddy cop movie.
It'd be too much arguing. Nothing would get done.
That would be the point. We roll up to the suspect's house and be like, So why the hell we here, Groove? I'm like, because we got a report that this.
You know what though? We can get together and make a short film about that, and like have Renee shoot it. And
no, we need to do a COVID film, a short film in COVID. We have to rush people through Zoom.
It's like it's the whole thing. Like I know it's you, and you, and I point at you on the screen. You'd be like, "Take your hand off my face." And I know you.
And then you have the suspect in the middle of the Zoom, and you're just like, "You gonna pay attention to this, and you better turn your light off and turn on the overhead light in your house, and you better not turn the video off."
We can multiple in like the movie Clue. We can do like alternate endings, like who did what. No,
I love this bad cop, worst cop.
You're right. I'll be worse cop because I'm gonna be loud and obnoxious. I'm gonna be I'll
be the bad cop pretending to be the good cop. I'm like, Groove, I'm gonna need you to calm your
ass down.
I'll be Kevin Hart.
I'm like Kevin Hart. No,
I'm like,
no, because
I'm tired of all this profanity. You don't hear anybody in here cussing shit.
I'll be like Kevin Hart is like, I'd be reaching for nothing and like praying to nobody and be adjusting my clothes like he does. That's comedy. Kevin Hart. I actually think Kevin Hart's funny, but he does a lot of the same shit. Let's be real.
Yeah. Nicholas says I'm a Pisces. That's on the literal cusp of an Aries.
Yeah, Quarter Life Jam is also a Pisces, but behaves like an Aries half the time. And it's
well, see, that's the thing. I don't always fall into the belief that of all the horoscopes and the compatibility.
You really shouldn't, because people are very varied. It's a large spectrum and range.
Yeah, you could be on the spectrum of a lot of different horoscopes. Plus, they said that me being a Sagittarius and my spouse being a Cancer, fire sign, water sign, we are completely incompatible, and that's not true at all. We've been through so much shit together, and we're not. We work. We just work.
It was my first marriage. So,
was she a Cancer?
Yeah.
July.
Mm-hmm. December 7th, July 7th. July 12th. It was like 7, 12, 12, 7. No.
Oh, River's July 11th. That's interesting.
Really?
So December 8th, July 11th. What? Well, you know what? We are the success to that failure. I'm just saying.
That's it. Y'all made it work. I couldn't make it work. But then again, like I said, it's not all about zodiacs. It's about personality.
No, it's about the personality and the person. Don't be like, my Jupiter is in my retrograde. No, you just being a bee.
Like you're just being a rifle asshole, and that's the bottom line.
I'm the one with the scales. So my Chinese character or horoscope is I'm the year of the dragon, because 1970.
Yeah, you are, huh? Mm-hmm. I'm the year of the tiger.
Fire sign.
Tigers winning against dragons and a lot of stuff, right? In China.
So why you gotta make everything a damn competition?
I'm just being an ass.
I'll just have my dragon pick up your damn tiger and drop it in a fucking volcano, and then we over that.
You can't.
Anyway.
You can't. We fighting. Using the I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It is whatever.
Look at Wilbur. What was ATN doing during those 10 years? Thundercats. Oh, can I say something about this?
Yes, do it.
Thundercats traumatized me as a child. You want to know why?
Are you serious? Why? Okay, I'm listening. I gotta hear this one.
I did not realize what a hoe was until
Shut up.
Leonardo kept calling Katara a hoe all the time. I know he was talking to her. He was a hoe, and she was the fastest one there.
Oh my God, Maria, no, ma'am, no, you can't do this. You thought that for. Oh my God!
You're talking to a child whose imagination was so big. I thought that everybody in Hungary was starving and they just needed turkey and chili to donate.
Maria, that is so Memphis. Don't do this. Don't do this, please.
Hey, it made me the writer I am today.
Like Thundercat. So I guess Santa Claus always talking about some ho ho ho. I'm like, oh, all right. And Fat Albert too. No, he said, hey, never mind.
Yeah, he was so messed up in so many ways. So many ways. Let's see.
What's going on, everybody? We all out here playing basketball. Not today, Fat Albert. You gotta go home. You got type 3 diabetes. There ain't no such thing. There is with you.
Well, I mean,
let me stop. I'm creating a whole thing right now.
I'm just letting you go. You're already chaos. You're doing a chaos magic spell of your own and losing your damn mind. I love time powers. I do too. Time powers are probably one of my favorite in terms of powers you could potentially. I mean, I want teleportation. I'm gonna be real with you, but again, as Groove pointed out, it's pretty much on the same spectrum anyway. So I mean,
yeah, teleportation and to be able to.
You're just moving yourself through time instead of moving.
Teleportation is also the ability to basically to stop time altogether. So like that would be a dope power as long as you are aware that you're doing it. Kind of like that movie. What was it? Time Stoppers, I think.
Time Stoppers.
Time Stoppers, yeah. When he had a little watch.
It's either time or clock stoppers. I don't know.
He had a little watch and get hit in like yeah. Which I hate the fact that I actually liked the movie back in the day, but I was also like a teenager when it came out. So
you can like whatever you want. I mean, I still love it. Hey Arnold, it's fine.
There's a saying we had with a game we played of like Call Against Humanity. We end up having, what was it? Be a slut, do whatever you want. So if we can, and we repeat that sometimes, like when says the jam is like, sometimes I just want to punch a screen. I don't know. I always tell her, be a slut, do whatever you want.
Tell her that's PMS.
Probably. I always say it. Y'all can repeat.
That's what's happening right there. I'm not trying to degrade sex or female sex. I'm not trying to be anti-feminist, but that's normally what that's about.
I'm saying that right now. Hashtag that. Hashtag be a slut, do whatever you want. Let's see that catch on. Let's see it catch on. I know it's
and somehow this applies to your love of this movie, but that's fine.
Yes. But no. The movie I watched it and I got older and I was like, this is kind of not good. It's probably not good at all. But a lot of movies that came out in like between 2000 and 2005 weren't that great. So like in retrospect, yeah. But it was still fun. It was fun nostalgia. It was kind of like watching Agent Cody Banks. You know what I mean?
Agent Cody Banks was a good movie. Thank you very much.
Right.
I think the same goes for why have flight and teleportation. I absolutely agree. You don't need flight if you can teleport. You don't need
that argument. We would have that argument when you were a nerd and you talk with a normie and they do that shit and it's like, why would you need to fly and teleport? Because that'd be so dope. Why? Which would you rather go for? Okay, teleportation is better than flying because at least you don't get bugs in your teeth. And that's just being for real. Like you're flying,
unless you teleport somewhere and your mouth's open.
Like, and people don't think about this. When you fly, that will take energy. You're literally traveling from state to state on your own, like, capacity. Teleporting. Why would you fly?
Like the movie Jumper kind of showed, like.
I'm telling you, the only thing about Jumper was he forgot how to use a damn doorknob and he got shocked. Man, Samuel Jackson whipped his ass a lot in that movie.
Yeah, that was kind of funny, actually.
I got that on DVD too. I mean, if I had to get it, because at first Jam had never seen it. I'm like, you haven't seen Jumper? You kidding me? So no. I'm like, it wasn't Jumper. I think she's seen Jumper. She didn't see Push. That's what it was. And I had to buy Push.
Push, wow.
Yeah, and I showed. She's seen it now, but I had to show her that. And Demolition Man. That was a fun night. She actually made candied bacon and all kinds. She literally set up like it was like an NFL event to watch this movie because I've been bragging about it so long because I love Demolition. I love that movie, and I bought it on. We got it on DVD. No, Blu-ray, and we watched it. I still have it. It's like the European release. I don't care. That's a hard movie is to find.
So you just got the backstory on that DVD. Groove's gonna give you that. We'll get that backstory.
Like some movies I love, and then some of them are bad. I also love Meteor Man. I bought that on Blu-ray.
Meteor Man's cool. I didn't like the ending, but I like Meteor Man.
The ending is garbage, but
yeah,
but then again, it explains why his powers weren't complete. But
yeah, but still, they could have done a lot more with that. Psionics are murky when it comes to discussions.
Always
true, because there's too many facets to
always. It's so, the reason it's murky is because writers don't always understand the concept, so it's just like Merp. John Candy. Yeah, I love it. John Candy is hilarious.
That I'm trying to figure out where I went wrong in my conversation that we brought up John Candy. Not that we don't like John Candy, but what did I say that made us happy?
Did we mention John Candy at all, or a movie he was in?
I don't know. Maybe just really wanted to profess this. So cool. I don't know. It could just be crazy. Just ask Magic and Leela Cheney. They have both time travel and teleportation abilities to emphasize Groove's point. True. Very true.
Yep.
Some people are immune to time powers. We already talked about that.
Oh, that's right. No, John Candy was in Spaceballs. You're right. Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about Spaceballs. Okay. You're scrolled down. I'm actually higher because I'm trying to go down.
Yeah, you are. I'm catching them as they come in. But Spaceballs.
Yes, because I forgot about that. His name was
he was the man dog. I remember. Yeah.
He
And he just said that.
I'm half man, half dog.
Yeah, I just got the comment. It's not yet. Drunk Hands Man. No, yeah. God, I got that on DVD. I gotta have that for my house. When I get ready to watch, I can just watch it. I haven't seen Spaceball since I was like maybe 16, 15 years old. That's when I watched it.
I love my favorite scene in it is always going to be Comb in the Desert. Did you find anything? No, sir. What about you? No, sir. What about you guys? We ain't found shit. in the damn desert with a pick, an Afro pick.
I know, right? It's so stupid, man.
The
movie is hilarious. It's Blazing Saddles is nowhere near appropriate for today's audience, but Blazing Saddles, another one of those is like, oh my god,
it's a Mel Brooks movie. I love Robin Hood Men in Tights was good too.
I need to get that. I have Blazing Saddles DVD. I do not have my Robin Hood Men in Tights, and Robin Hood Men in Tights is one of my top movies. And I maybe because I'm just ridiculous. That's probably what it is. I'm just foolish. But I love that movie. I love Robin Hood Men in Tights way too much. And Blazing Saddles, I watched that. I watched Blazing Saddles as a kid, which I shouldn't have. But you know what though? Whatever. It is what it is.
There was nothing wrong with that movie. Yeah, you just gotta think about Kevin Costner's version. I'm like some other Robin Hoods. I can speak with an English accent.
Kevin Costner's accent was as bad as Angelina Jolie's. It's like the whole in Tomb Raider. They
didn't leave my girl Angelina alone because she was hot and everybody wanted her with that.
Okay. You sound like Jam right now. Yes, she was very attractive.
She was attractive. Her accent, she was hot.
Her accent, yeah, she was sexy, but her accent was in and out. I don't care. Her accent was not accurate. Like I got a whole reasons. Hold on, I'll whip this out.
Well, that's okay because when you are getting with her, you're not thinking about that, so it's okay. It's whoever's magical power and skill holds out longer.
No, yeah. I mean yes, but no.
We established that it's basically physical. What your physical being and state is in that moment is basically another, indicator on which one of these ladies.
But they're talking about a war of attrition on this point. On attrition level, Zatanna would lose because her power does run out if she uses too much. Zatanna's doesn't. I'm sorry, Zatanna's does. Wanda's doesn't. So like,
but if you can't, but my problem with that is Zatanna is so resourceful that she doesn't have to rely solely on magic, whereas Wanda actually has to.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That argument is not a good argument because if we're talking about war of attrition, Wanda will last longer.
Well, see, I'm gonna take the counter argument on that and say that I actually can see that point because if Wanda's batshit crazy in that moment, her shit's gonna be all over the place. And then if Zatanna is injured or whatever, then she's not gonna put up a fight. So I think the state of where they are in the moment when they fight it's a big indicator on who would win that fight.
You know what though? Okay, I can see that. That makes sense. I see what you're
saying. Stone Cold and Roddy Piper WrestleMania 20.
Stone Cold. Go get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Damn.
Get out of here, son. Get out of here.
That'll be a Groove ATN video there.
He is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
We all knew Ash was coming back.
Yeah, because he can't just die. Ash Ketchum has been like 13 years old for how long now?
Forever.
I'm so sick of Pokemon at this point, and it's only because they don't progress like the comic books do, but the cartoon is like, oh yeah, Ash is still like a preteen.
I love Digimon though. They can bring Digimon on.
Digimon was better than Digimon is better than Pokemon. Fight me, I don't care. It's way better, way better.
I like it. You was like Ash wouldn't get murked.
Next comment. Yito is on.
He's on it today.
Yito's with the shit today.
I didn't cry when Ash got turned into stone either because he ran into a fight.
Exactly my point. If somebody's out there going,
I always thought that was stupid when they run in. Like I'm a big Chronokinesis Kenshin fan, and I was like, even with his wife Tomoe, I'm like, why the hell did she jump? Why didn't she look first? Why did she run? I'm like, oh, this motherfucker is blind. He's got a knife. Let me scoop to the right.
You just run in and you just like. No, don't shoot. Oh. And everybody's like, Ricky, why are you shouting Ricky right now? This is not that moment for this. No, this is not that.
You know what? I want to do a series where we correct stupidity.
We can do that. I mean,
like again, the case in point with Rurouni Kenshin. If you haven't seen it,
as a matter of fact, Maria, you're black. I'm black. Let's do a black cinema thing, like a Prim's Hood Cinema. We can just correct stuff.
I have to call myself mixed, but I do claim my blackness because. My mixed identity. There'll be a race in my mixed identity, Groove.
Maria, we're all mixed in some way or another. Come on now.
You mixed up. But no, I actually think that would be a cool idea. Like if we just watch something and be like, this is how it should have happened. I'm like, I know I've done voiceovers for this show called How It Should Have Happened. It's a YouTube channel, pretty big. And I always like the concept, but like when I was watching Rurouni Kenshin, if you haven't watched the beginning and the final, this is the final. And I've read the manga, I've seen the anime, so I know how Tomoe dies. But I always thought this for years. I'm talking almost 20 years. I've thought this. Why didn't this woman just say, "I'm in front of you. Don't stab me. I've got you, boo." Why did she make no noise at all? She's just like, ah, and then and then die. And I'm like, you could have chosen life. Like you could have chosen life. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I didn't
watch it.
But I mean, I'm just telling you, that's literally it's the same trope of the woman who always jumps in front of the man and takes the bullet or gets stabbed.
It's just dumb. Why? It's never a good trope, no matter what.
Not. Don't throw yourself in front of him. Launch your ass on the side and then launch at the attacker and knock their ass down. I don't understand.
In anime or anime and telenovelas and soap operas and like sitcom, whatever. When you jump in the middle, it's like, don't do it. Why would you jump in when the attack is being delivered? Why would you kill yourself in order that those two will learn a lesson?
Yeah, there's a Taiwanese drama called Mr. Fighting that does exactly what you just said. And like they're fighting in this ring. They're like sparring. And this girl, she's let on. They're like, oh, this guy's got cement in his shoes. If he kicks your boyfriend in the head, he's going to die. So what does she do? She gets in the ring. Dude has his back to her. She could have taken her knee and rammed it right in his butt crack. But no, she jumps in front. It took more time to run around to get in front of him. And then he kicks her in the head and she ends up in a coma. And I'm like, what?
No, it is the most ignorant, and I mean ignorant with an E, ignorant shit. People write. I hate it with a passion. It's that whole like a stove. If y'all ever played Morrowind, you know this question. Your mom's in the kitchen cooking food, and a hot stovepipe falls down and it's about to hit her. What do? Did you stand between them? No, I push her out the way. I'm not gonna stand and go like, hot pipe. I'm be like, move. Like, what are you doing? Like, why'd you push me? That. And she goes, understandable. That would ruin me for life. Why would I do this? It's like, why do y'all have that response? Like, I'm gonna stand between.
Why did you give me unnecessary drama? That's stupid. I don't understand. Wanda has power. This fly. Wanda has power, but not a lot of knowledge. I count that as vulnerability. Zatanna knows way more about magic than her. This is true. This is absolutely true. Because who's gonna tell it to her? I'm like, nobody's gonna tell her anything. Agatha be like, well, I think. Just stop.
Nope. It was Agatha all along. So no.
Yeah, Wanda has a vulnerability to magic because plenty of magic users have gotten jump on her, like Magic, Brother Voodoo. Okay, we did read this. Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom, those guys.
We read that one.
I think with Marvel, every character has untapped potential, so they can conceivably be stronger than what they actually are.
Okay, you know, I'm gonna be like this. That's comics and that's fantasy in general. If we really,
it is, but they always make the Marvel characters out to be vigilantes. And then you have like the organized superpower groups or the DC comics. And that's always been the trope. So look how strong they made Gambit and fucking Jubilee. Oh, Gambit is like OP as shit right now. OP as fuck. Hell, Jubilee. They made her when she was like she was like Omega level. Like Jesus Christ, yo. Yeah, I mean, well, I always thought she had potential back in Gen X. So Generation X kind of showed me a new side of her. What they'll do is they'll break the character's personality and let their powers flourish in a vacuum. And it's like, wow. You made the character about the power, not the power about the character. So it's like, I mean, in a way, that's a good thing, though. It's good for storytelling. It's a fun what if, like Civil War Hulk. Was it World War Hulk? Is that what it was? Hulk during the time he was impossible to defeat. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I do get that. But I guess, like I said, it's interesting to me. Like, I've always loved those characters that hold back and don't brag. Like, you know, this is why I love my girl here, Misaka Makoto from a Scientific Railgun series, because She literally is a level 5, and I think level 6 and 7 are like the highest levels. But that girl actually is a level 6. I'm like, and she just doesn't let you know she's a level 6 unless you do something.
She's not really stronger than Mob Psycho, so you can get over that.
She's
like
not. OP
no,
as
she's
hell.
No, she's not.
And
she's
in the manga right now, she is OP as hell. They haven't even gotten all the seasons animated for this series, and it is OP as hell.
I'm messing around and I'm making Maria argue. It's kind of funny, but to be for real, like right now when Dragon Ball Super are making me mad, like it just not because of the character strength, is that they give them these powers and they make them like they diminish them, and I hate it. Oh yes, thank you. World War. It was World War Hulk, but no, I was on anime levels. Like they just
anime and comics to me are not the same thing.
They're not, but
so it's not
still. Like right now, like Vegeta's like a god of destruction and Goku's damn near an angel. It's weird, man.
No, I mean, it's like literally, I forgot the name of the show. Is it Food War? It's something where there's a chef that literally cannot make a bad meal to save his life.
He can. Come on, you talking about Food Wars? He can. In Food Wars, him and his dad compete to make the worst tasting food. And people
no. Then it's not Food Wars. It's one guy. He doesn't have relatives in this one. It's I don't know if it's a show or a manga series, but he opens a restaurant. And he enters this competition. And then
you're talking about fighting food-ons? I hope not.
I don't know. I know his wife's like, if you win, I'm leaving you, because she's tired of him always like being in the kitchen. And so he purposely tries to lose all the time. And he keeps winning. And I cannot remember the name of this one.
That sounds familiar.
It is. I know it started off as a manga. I have to figure it out. But like, it's like you take this character who can cook anything, right? And you put him up against like Magneto. And so he's fighting Magneto. Magneto's like, oh, I'm going to use my power. And he's like, and I made this cacciatore. Now then Magneto eats it. And he's like, KO. That's what anime is like. When you compare it to comic books,
like the One Punch Man of cuisine anime.
Yeah, but I feel like that's literally what, if you combine an anime with a comic series, that is what you were essentially doing. This man's gonna make a meal that makes Magneto lose the fight.
I highly enjoyed One Punch Man, by the way.
Yeah, I like the video on YouTube somebody made where he fought Thanos. I thought that was actually really good.
I've been reading the manga too. He's like, One Punch can't lose. There's no stronger character in any canon than One Punch. And I'm serious. Like he's One Punch is strong. One Punch is like, you know, a Reverlay from like Akira Toriyama's anime, the little girl with the hat with the wings on it, and he's parody powerful. Like he fights characters easily in the universe. He really will be like, stop it from a distance, and they'll just die. It's like, now learn to act right. There's a fucking chapter where he just gets in the lava and takes it's a really nice bath. I like this. Dude, when you get kicked to the moon, there's like, oh, I can't breathe here. As an afterthought, and then pick up a moon rock, and then just jump back and it's like, so what are we doing next? Like, that's whatever. I'll rate it.
Yeah, but see, having him, like, I liked him fighting Thanos, so that's probably the closest to my point where, you know, he's just like fighting him, and then he's like, it's time for dinner or lunch. It's time to go have lunch.
He's like, wait a minute, what day is it? Saturday. Oh shit, what time? 12:30. The sale ends at 2. I'll fight you later. I gotta get this cap on sale. As strong as you are, why don't you just Yujiro the planet? Whatever. I don't care.
That's not our life. Stop. Nightcrawler, when amped, can warp meteors away.
That is something he can do. And he's done that in the comics.
Yeah.
But you're talking about like full powered Nightcrawler. They on lower scales can do way better than that.
Look at Blue Savior. What annoys me is how every character in Marvel can warp reality.
Power. Blue Savior, he, she, they,
Jamie Braddock,
them. Yeah. But Blue Savior, you got it on that one.
Yeah.
That's so true. Like, Jesus Christ, they do that so
that's
often.
why they need to create new powers, Blue Savior. They need to have somebody who can take a dump on reality. What are you doing to stop this chaos? I'm taking a shit on it. I'm like, literally. Zatanna has been dwarfed in terms of powers, because I remember the comic that Zatanna could defeat Superman.
Yeah,
they diminished her ability because they didn't want no one to outclass Supes.
They do it all the time.
That was his money. There was a moneymaker. Well, to be fair, he was the first comic book character. The first. comic book character.
Well, I do all the time. They always do that shit. They always try to make Superman above others. But then, like in Injustice, they had Wonder Woman whip his ass like entirely, beat the dog shit out of him. So like,
I mean, technically speaking, Shazam can, but I mean, Shazam technically is the original Captain Marvel, so you know it's a thing. Still have high hopes that Marvel Zombies is going to be the one. It probably will. All I know is when I see, if I see Peter eating Aunt May, I'm not going to be unhappy about it because she's like 1,000 years old. I'm tired of Aunt May.
Wow.
I'm not trying to be mean.
Hold on, Maria. Phrasing.
What?
Eating Aunt May. Phrasing. What's going on?
I didn't add the word out, Groove.
You did now.
Master C is pronounced like that. So Chi-Thun.
Is it no? Is it Chi-Thun or is it Shy-Thun? Because
Shy would be Chai, like Chai.
No, like Shy, like Chicago. Shy.
SHY, Shy, like
Shy. No, they spell CHI. I know. I got Chicago. I got Chicago family. What are you talking about?
Look, dude, I'm sticking with Master C because I don't have time for all this. I don't.
It's probably Chi-Thun. It's probably Chi-Thun. I'm egging on. I'm yoking. Yuck.
Well, look, stick to egg whites and be quiet. All right, let's see here. Jamie Braddock, Franklin Richards, Proteus, Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, Legion, Wicked, probably more. Yeah, all reality benders. Jamie Braddock though is scary.
TWL is TWS is like
yeah, Matthew Malloy was actually retconned.
Yeah.
Wanda Cosmic Entity, Matthew Malloy, Matriarch of Death, May, and Mad Jim.
They're going on about characters who can warp reality in Marvel.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. It is, and Blue's right. A lot of these characters have been like retconned, but they have had was the retconning these characters when you do things like Crisis or reality breaks. Sometimes you make them.
It is because. And this is a really big reason why. Is a big problem between DC and Marvel. I'm going to go too long on this one, but DC likes to stick to the canon. And keep characters kind of within a level that makes them comparable. That's the end of the work that they do all the time. Marvel is very open book with their shit and let them do what the fuck they want to do. And that's the problem. When they do that, now they make these characters that are just they invent.
Well, it depends on the time period too, because when Stan Lee was in charge.
Yeah,
they had a formula they had to stick to. So it depends on who your boss is, and like there have been DC comics that branched out, and you're just kind of like, what is happening? Like you have this one particular series, like even anything that has the Batman Who Laughed. Originally, it was a great concept,
but
Dark Metal, Justice League is great. Like if you think about all of these different comic series, it starts getting old because it gets like extremely repetitive, and then they start going extreme with it. And so it just depends on who the writing team is. It depends on whatever. But you have to understand also that DC did the death of Superman. And there's even a video out about how they literally defined the idea that death is not constant in comic world. Because of what they did, you don't stay dead in comic world.
No, you don't.
And before that, if you died, you were just effing dead. And now it's like, nah, Superman's dead, but he's not. He's hibernating. You see
that silly ass fun comic where Joker tried to kill Batman and Batman legit regenerated like he's a Time Lord. He came back. I was like a weird little short one off, but like Joker stabbed Batman. He was like, no, not yet. He had to go fight. He's like, shh. But he was still in his costume. He was like, hey, Joker. He's like, and Joker was like, you're a Time Lord now too? What the hell? I was like, and Batman, it was like, what? Why would you do this? But no, I mean, like consistency wise, we can loosely whatever. But by the time Marvel started doing the whole 3 or 4 belts with cargo pants era, stuff kind of started getting like, let's invent somebody can do a whole lot of cool stuff. Oh, what'll be neat? What if they ran into like Deadpool and whatever else and all this other stuff? People like,
first of all, Deadpool would be fucking useless because all he would do is make fun of everybody. He'd just be standing aside like, you suck.
Deadpool speaking of which, Deadpool is the Lobo of Marvel Comics, and Zatanna actually defeated Lobo. So keep that in mind. Scarlet Witch never beat Deadpool.
Neither Scarlet Witch or Zatanna would take out Deadpool or
you're right
Wolverine.
about that, by the way.
So because Wolverine, once I saw Wolverine literally get ripped in half by Hulk, and then his body started crawling to it, like the pieces were crawling to each other. I'm like, you can't kill these fuckers.
Wasn't that weird? Wasn't that weird as hell though?
You're just wasting your life.
Yeah.
Why would I hurt myself that way? I'm like, I got better.
No reason. Absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Let's see. I'm trying to skim because I know we're over 2 hours, guys, and we have another video to make. But...
Oh yeah, shit. My bad. Yeah, go ahead.
We have fun in here. This is what happens. I love it. The horoscope doesn't defy everyone's personality, but in my case, it's me to a T. You can have elements of it. Like Sagittarius says, we're fire signs. We are very creative, and passionate people.
Mutable fire signs, and we are passionate. We are creative.
We're adventurous. But we got that temper. We had that temper. I taper mine. I channel mine into angry grandma.
I always say it like this because of fire signs. Aries are like a bonfire because what they are. Leos are like a wildfire. And Sagittarius are like a candle. We're just lit. We're there. All the time. We light the way. It's hard to put us out. We may come back, whatever, but we might not. But we're only there for the benefit of you for the moment. After a while, we'll just burn out and we're just gone.
Yeah, but in terms of like relationships, though, I mean, I hate when people are like, well, you can't be with this sign or this blood type because relationships have this thing called communication and they take work. Anybody's relationship can be shit. I don't care if you're the most compatible sign in the world. You can have the crappiest relationship. So
like, and that more importantly, a lot of who you are is based upon what you experience. Yep. So like you can always be something else if you choose, not to the extent of like, I want to be a mermaid tomorrow. Calm down.
I could be a mermaid today if I want to. Don't tell me I can't be. Don't define my life.
Calm down. But what I am going to say,
I am calmly telling you not to define my life. I'm going to get in my damn bathtub right now and have a remake a splash when we're done with our video. I'm just saying.
Have fun. But in your tub,
I can't be a mermaid.
You can't breathe the water of. However, what I'm going to say,
I can't breathe in the air. I can't breathe right now. I'm with my water. When does that stop me? I'm doing a live stream and my nostrils are closed.
Like for real, like in the reality. But like no, but for real, it's just you can really be who you want to be in living color. I mean, it's like it really. I think that was a bad joke, but no, it's.
I am done. I'm done with you, Groove.
No, for like you can talk what you want to tolerate, and you can. It's everything's about compromise in life. It's all about what you.
That is very true.
What you're willing to sacrifice. If you're willing to sacrifice certain things, you can sacrifice those things. Just learn how to sacrifice what you want to sacrifice. Just something. If it attacks your integrity, don't. But if it doesn't, and you can sacrifice that thing, sacrifice. But it depends on how much you want that thing to work. It's whatever.
I agree. So I'm gonna because we will philosophize our lives all day, and what we're saying is really good stuff. But since we are over 2 hours, I'm going to break down some stuff you guys need to know. So number one, we are doing our what if review next, but it's not going to be live this week. We're going to do it as a video, and I'm going to post it. So it should be up tonight. It's 2:56 or 2:27. Sorry, Central Standard Time, which is what we're on. So we'll be filming that. It's us, so it should be epically on crack. The series that I was telling you about that I am doing, it's a motion comic series. It will not premiere until 2022. We actually have an artist who's a really good friend of ours. He is doing all the conceptual designs for this. I have a comic book creator who's
conceptual
digitally comic it for me. I've already written the script.
Wow.
We're going to start voice recordings the end of this month. So it's called Warriors of Scarlet, or we like to call it WOS. It's WOS. I'm going to drop a link in the description of this video. So please subscribe to the channel. There's nothing on it yet. There's also a Twitter that I've made. But this one, I've been trying to do this series for 14 years. And this has been a passion project. So I am going to do it because it's a very big deal for me. And it is very, it's like if you took X-Men and put them in Guild Wars 2 with a little starship thrown in, you've got my series. It is very cool. And I swear the preacher Groove over here, he on it.
No, I'm your choir background.
You are.
Do it. Mm-hmm.
Why, guys? Why? He's so quiet right now. See the power of that? That's my superpower. The power to mute you. But anyway, so make sure to subscribe when I pop that link below. I'm gonna unmute you now. Be good. And make sure that if you're going to see a lot of content from it. We're going to do voice packs. We're going to have a little mini trailer before it drops. Eventually, I'm going to do a Kickstarter because a lot of this stuff is out of pocket. And so it is very expensive, but this is a motion comic. And it's something that I think you guys will really enjoy. So yeah, I will pop it below so you guys can take advantage of being one of the first ones to be subscribed to that channel before it comes out. So yeah. But yeah, be on the lookout again for our video, our what if video. Also, really quickly, with Trash Comics, something else I want to do besides just breaking down really crappy plots is have a scheduled talk about everything we found crappy with certain characters, like themes, like in Marvel. We'll have a Marvel trash plot day, or DC trash plot day, or Image, or Milestone, or whatever you want to talk about. We will have a day where we just take various, like we have conversations now that lead us into 2 hours and 19 minutes. We just literally have a day where we pick like a comic company and then talk about the various plots we thought were shit. And we'll do that for an hour and a half. So that'll be some of the Trash Comics will be live streams like that and not just videos. So just putting you out there for that. Ha 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 ha. So you know. And Groove, you have been unmuted this entire time, just so you know.
I know I've been unmuted. I know
it's hard.
You forbade me from being your backup choir while you're over there preaching.
Look, a girl's got to talk.
Whatever. You're not gonna let me like back you up with my delightful and delicious
Look,
voice.
As much as I love Motown, we are not the Temptations. We are not the Four Tops. We are not. I mean, we can be.
You don't know.
That's a copyright.
I might have been there. You don't know. I know you won't leave me.
This is true. I mean, you live your life, but
but I refuse. Let you go.
Oh. Guys, pray for me. All right. So we love you guys. If it is day for you, have a good day. If it is night for you, have a good evening. And we will see you in our next video, which should be the What If review.